Hello, and welcome back to the Mead Gaming Podcast. I am your host, Jay, and today I have with me...
John.
And Elle. Hello!
Hi, welcome back. Welcome to joining us here, Els. It's been me and John for a little while.
Yeah, I know.
And today is a special day in some ways. It is the finale episode of Season 3. I can't believe we've actually done 3 seasons of these podcasts now.
I know, it's actually insane.
So it's an interesting time.
But I'm fighting him done.
But I can already say that the director has approved Season 4.
It was an easy one. It was an easy sell.
Very easy. Yeah. Helps when you are the director, so to speak.
Yeah.
Right, so I think we should just get straight on and have a chat about what is going on today. The Henry Cavill project has brought the possibility of Warhammer making the leap to live action not just a pipe dream. That means sooner or later, the legendary characters we all know and love will need characters to bring them to life. Inspired by Tabletop Tactics Primarch castings episodes, tonight we are taking on the casting challenge ourselves. 1 character from every 40k faction, 3 picks per role, 1 winner chosen by consensus. This is our final episode of Season 3, so what better way to wrap things up than with our dream casting for the Grimdark future?
So much arguing.
I'm so ready to argue. I am.
Unless, by some happenstance, we have all, picked the exact same people.
I can tell you for a fact we haven't, because I've already previewed the first one, because I had to. We're testing. I already know we've all picked someone different.
Ooh, very exciting.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I think that maybe we've picked the same actors for stuff, but we've cast them differently.
I know definitely. I definitely think me and John have picked at least one that's the same.
Yeah.
I think we both picked one that's the same.
But other than that, we'll see.
We will definitely see. And this whole activity has made me realise I either do not watch enough things or I do not know actors. There was multiple times I've been like, I've run out of people. I've run out of things that I've seen.
I kind of had the opposite. There are actors I wanted to bring in that I just couldn't fit because I thought they were just pipped out by someone else.
We'll discuss it inevitably, but I have one that I could not find a place for, and I wanted in so badly because they're so good at everything.
Yeah, me too.
I have one of those as well.
I had one as well.
I would love it if we all had a very similar one.
We might have a bonus round in Roundup maybe for that one. Just to quickly go over some actors we wanted to include.
Definitely.
So,
I even have a list of actors that I couldn't get in, which is really annoying because I had maybe 3 or 4 that I was like, I know exactly who I want. This person and this person and this person to play, and then I had 2 left where I was like, oh man, okay.
Okay, so
cool.
I tell you what, let's press on because we've got a lot to cover today.
I'm so excited.
So what I'm going to do is we're going to go over to Tanker Talk, and we're just going to have a little special rendition of Tanker Talk for today's episode. See you there. And welcome back. Here we are in Tankard Talk, and we are tankered.
Oh, I do have my tankard.
Yeah.
I'm intentionally holding it as far away from the camera as I can, so it looks even smaller.
Just look at this. This is ridiculous. Apparently, that is the same size.
I can try to. Here you go. If I put it close to the camera, it looks like it's a normal sized tankard.
No, it just looks like it's the size of your head. The closer you move it to the camera, the more it looks like the size of your head.
I'm convinced that thing's tiny.
It's so diddy. Either that, or just John is just so.
Yeah, that's the joke we've been playing for the last 3 or 4 podcasts.
that is the joke. I'm gonna get a tape measure at some point. I'm gonna find out how big this thing is, just so I can defend my tankard.
As you can see, we are not on the display setup that we normally have for Tankard Talk, and there's a good reason for that. One, that is going to be basically the entirety of the entire episode.
Yeah.
And 2, Tankard Talk today, we're actually going to provide a little bit of an explainer or tease about what is coming next and what is changing going forward into Season 4. So Season 4 of the Mead Wargaming podcast is kind of going to shift gears a little bit and go from less conversational topics into a sort of a post-battle report chat and almost like a battle report White Dwarf format, if that makes sense.
One of the things that we've, like, as a group discovered is Legions, wonderful game, but does not get the same kind of news as, 10th edition. There's always something new coming out of 10th edition, there's always going to be something new coming out there. Whereas there's only so much we can really kind of talk about in terms of theoreticals and stuff like that, and it's a good opportunity for us to just play more games.
Yeah, it's definitely a big excuse for us to just get on and play the game. And yeah, I mean, the reality is we're struggling for conversation points now.
We are.
So it does make sense that we need to shift our focus somewhere. And sadly, at the moment, because of time commitments, we don't have time to, manufacture video battle reports yet. It is definitely something we want to do and we have dabbled with, or I've certainly dabbled with it in the past, but time commitments and technologies aren't quite where I need them to be yet.
I think as well we've had like podcasts and stuff like where we've talked about like games that we've played together, and I feel like it would be a great opportunity for like you guys watching to like actually hear about that in more detail about how we work together, like if we're working like 2v1 or like in any kind of format like that. And I think that it's the right next step for us as a channel.
Yeah, and it's also, I think it's a format that isn't hugely delivered on this platform. It's the kind of battle report that actually works without the visuals, is at least to a certain degree our intent.
Yeah,
you can listen to us kind of go through.
The intention will be is we will have pictures of the battlefield, and at various points we will sort of narrate what happens, and kind of have like a post game chat about it. I mean, I'm hoping that we'll mix a blend of a bit of narrative storytelling alongside maybe a little bit of tactics. So hopefully we'll get a little bit of both. And one thing I'm hoping to do, depending on time and availability, is I am contemplating doing short little narrative intros and outros for it, so that we kind of have a narrative to the games.
We just want an excuse to try out some voice acting.
Pretty much.
Absolutely, of course. I don't have a performing arts degree for nothing,
But it's also a good opportunity, certainly for me to start with as well, to actually practice getting that kind of editing skill down.
Yeah, no, of course, yeah.
So hopefully it's a multiple function.
And also and the missing of the Crusade style of games. We want that good narrative, we want that ongoing narrative as well. Actually, and we've discussed ad nauseum about ideas for how we would approach a campaign style game as well. So we're hoping that we'll probably take that forward as well.
I'm definitely gonna be looking at making sure that the games that we do present will be a narrative story, and they will be linked. And I think to start with, they will be quite linear, just so that we get our head around it, and then maybe we might push this concept a bit further when we come to, say, Series 5.
I think it's also something, like, from an audience perspective as well. I think it's something that might help people to be like, hey, you know what, maybe I will go and, like, play Legions or start collecting stuff for it. Because I've spoken about it before. Like, as somebody who hasn't been in the hobby very long, hasn't played for very long, Legions has definitely been the most positive experience for like Warhammer, like actually tabletop wise for me. And I think that it's a good way to invite more people into watching our channel, because I think that our the waves that we've been making is really good, like with Legions and stuff, and introducing new people. And I think that it's a good starting point for anybody that wants to.
One of the other big kind of, I guess, elements to it is, we're starting out with this. It's going to be very much kind of a narrative aspect, and gets us to be able to show off some nice thematic elements
That we've spent a lot of hard work on, you know.
Although I do,
Is it?
Oh.
I need the audience. I need the audience support though in bullying Jamie into my suggestion for the battle reports, which is doing them with the the second edition style graphics, like the big blocks moving around on the screen as pictures.
That's not happening.
Not yet.
No, never. I didn't put all this time and effort into terrain and models not to have them shown off.
On the MS Paint version of you're moving things about on the screen.
Do you know that would actually be more effort?
That would be so much more effort.
So yes, anyway, that is what will be coming very, very soon, and we will be recording these very, very soon. Potentially from next week, maybe week after that, we'll see. So yeah, it's going to be quite interesting. And we are very much looking forward to it. Obviously, by the time this comes out, hopefully we'll have already recorded many.
Fingers crossed.
And hopefully at least one.
Hopefully at least one, so that the following week you'll get an episode. So yeah, that's it really in terms of the Tanker Talk for today. So with that all being said, I suggest we get onto today's fun main topic and head over to the discussion.
Let's get fighting.
See you in just a moment. And welcome back. Here we are then. We are in the main stage. Are we ready for today's monumental task? I'm
so ready. I've been ready.
I'm ever so slightly wary of how this is going to go. I'm not sure. I'm hoping I can defend myself.
Are you a little bit scared?
Yeah.
Is your tail quivering between your legs? We got this. It's fine. Come on.
Okay, so let's quickly just go over the format of how this is going to take place. Okay.
Yeah.
So what will happen is I will announce the faction that we are going to check first, and then obviously the name of the character that we are going to be casting. We'll provide a little lore summary or snippet. We might mix that up between us depending on who knows what. And then each member is going to announce the actor that they are picking, and a little, and I'm mainly looking at you here, Els, a little explainer about why.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have a little reaction segment, and then we'll vote on who we think should get the role.
Oh no.
And then declare the winner at the end.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
And John, if you could do me a favour, can you just keep a note of the winners at the end so that we can actually announce a full cast at the end? Right, so yes, that will be the objective.
They are poised and ready to roll.
Okay then. So then, ladies, gentlemen, and everything in between, are we ready to rock and roll?
Yeah.
Rock and or roll.
As the case might be. So then, up first, we are going to deal with the Imperium factions. And first up on the hit list for the Imperium is Saint Celestine. Celestine is essentially the angelic avatar of the god emperor's religion. She is an immortal, potentially being, kind of like a positive demon, if you like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're essentially talking about an angelic warrior woman, bedecked in wings and cool armour. First up then, so here we go. I believe Els is first.
Mm-hmm.
We are casting... Now, I know who this is, but I know who it is, yes. The name was there. Go on.
So I cast Katie Sackhoff as Saint Celestine.
Okay.
Because the first time that I saw Katie Sackhoff as something was Starbuck in Battlestar Galactica. And she has the ability to play a badass woman. And she is an extremely strong female lead. She was also in Mandalorian. I can never remember what her name is. Bo-Katan, thank you. She is also absolutely gorgeous. And I feel like she was the first person that I thought about when I was casting Celestine. She was my She was the first name that came to my head, and I was like, something about it just felt right. So I don't think I really need to say any more than that.
So Katie Sackhoff is number 1.
Sackhoff's number 1.
John, you are presenting the love of my life.
Florence Pugh, who, I mean, has definitely got the looks for the kind of the angelic, and has, at least, like, I'm thinking of kind of like the 2 films that I've seen her in particular, I'm thinking of like, you want the kind of like the drama, the emotional aspect that comes across from like Celestine, because there's that whole bit of, you know, that's in, I can't remember which book it's in, but like the trauma that she has to go through, literally like climbing over a pile of her bodies when she's resurrected. I'm thinking of like her role in Midsummer from that kind of like emotional perspective, and then from the kick-ass perspective, the warrior perspective, her recent roles in Marvel, stuff like that. You know, we've got a good kind of range in terms of a character there. So yeah, that was my thought. I will a brief small funny thing though. Florence Pugh was a name that I thought of, but was not the actress I was thinking of for a different character, and I will explain what that character is later. But I was
Fair enough.
Pugh, looked it up, and I'm like, that's not who I'm thinking of.
That's fair enough.
I'm not going to lie, she is one of my favourite actresses of all time. So
she's
you've
absolutely
potentially got a
phenomenal.
winner there. However,
No.
However,
Gaming.
my pick is, of course, Anya Taylor-Joy.
No. Sorry. No.
She is phenomenal as an actress, and she's definitely able to pull off the combative warrior woman aspect. She's played roles in Viking sagas, and she's also got that ethereal look to her, which the other 2, I'm afraid, just don't quite have.
Okay, so I see the vision. Like, I understand like why you've picked her, and I agree I agree with you that she has an amazing capability as an actress, but this isn't a woman that I can see on screen roaring. Like, I don't know if you get what I mean by that.
You need to see her when she's doing some other roles then, because that's exactly what she does. I mean, she plays a Russian badass in the New Mutants.
See, So, are we into the debate stage of this now?
It appears that we have slipped straight into that.
We have very much slipped straight into that. Els came with strong opinions.
Yep. I mean, what I will say is no. I love her. She's brilliant. She's not Celestine. It's either Florence or Anya for me.
See, now that Florence has been brought into the picture, I'm like Florence, because in my head I'm now thinking that maybe Katie is more of like secondary role wise battle sister kind of. I still think that she would fit in. She could
easily be in a 40k setting. She's just not got that angelic quality.
In like a what do you call it, like a role of like one of like the lead sisters, or I'm trying to remember, is it Rain, one of the Imperial, like, are they commissars or commanders?
Oh, Severina Rain.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an Imperial commissar. I would be happy to go with either Florence or Anya.
If I had to choose between Florence and Anya, it would be Florence.
I mean, I am gonna say I'm gonna cast my vote for the one that I chose, but partly because I think there is a better role for Anya Taylor-Joy.
We'll go with that then.
So the winner of the first round is Florence Pugh.
Okay.
Oh, that's my soul, but I get it.
I'm sorry. Katie is fantastic, but it's not the role for her. Okay.
Not the role for her either. Sorry.
I totally disagree. Either of them could definitely have had the role.
I would agree, but I'm spoilers. But
if you've got a better one for her, I may relent. So next up, we are staying obviously in the Imperium. We're going to the Imperial Guard, the Astra Militarum. We of course have Lord Castellan Ursula Creed. So, Els, who are we casting as Creed?
Helen Mirren.
Well, that's a pick.
Oh.
So I didn't know who Ursula was when this list came out, so I had to do a little bit of research. As soon as I heard that she is the daughter of a so-called dead commander, she obviously doesn't believe that he's dead. She basically wants to find him, but she's basically, doing war stuff
He's going
while
with
she's doing that, right? This is an actress that is a badass. She is a British badass. That is who she plays. My favorite movie that she's in is Red, and Red 2, the sequel as well. She is absolutely phenomenal. She is a woman that looks good with a gun, and I imagine her on this 40k battlefield. She's wearing the Militarum uniform. She's got a massive bolter in her hand, and she's standing on the head of like some orc or something. And her voice as well. The age is, I think around about right, and yeah, this was instant pick for me.
We might have to have a look up what the age is, because I have a funny feeling she's just way too old to be Creed, but we'll see.
We'll get to the discussion bit. We'll get to the discussion.
Okay, John. Who have we got from you?
Gwendolyn Christie.
Oh,
wow.
So, my thinking being, we want an actress who, like, assuming it's a live action role, so we want somebody who can first of all bring across the height that would go with Ursula Creed. Like, she is like, the model is big. Like, she is meant to be big. She's meant to be a big, commanding presence, and we have seen Gwendolyn Christie in numerous roles in a very commanding role.
Yep.
Game of Thrones.
Brienne of Tarth.
Brienne of Tarth. Yeah. In Star Wars, you had Phasma.
Yep.
In Sandman as Lucifer. She can play a commanding role. Somebody who is in charge.
Yeah.
So there were a couple of other options that I had, but I definitely want to get Gwendolyn Christie somewhere in here, because I reckon she would be very good in the 40k setting. But she's just like, I was like, that. After a little bit of tweaking and discussing with some other people, it was like, yeah, that one.
I wholeheartedly agree with you, John. So much so that I also picked Gwendolyn Christie.
No. Wow.
Yeah, John, you nailed it. I don't need to say anything else. Gwendolyn Christie, she is the Lord Castellan.
I mean, that just basically bogs the choice down, then, doesn't it? I think you guys are right.
Helen was a good idea. I just think she's not got the stature, and I think she is a bit too old. But
my actually thought with Helen Mirren is that she's almost a bit too elegant for that kind of role.
She is, because even when she plays the rougher character, she's still posh rough, not like brute.
I could see her in a 40k role, but I'd imagine more like maybe like a rogue trader or something like that.
Yeah, rogue trader, maybe even a grizzled inquisitor.
Yeah. Just like as an army commander, she's just like got a bit. She's just too nice, like she's just too refined.
Whereas you can see Christie screaming over the battlefield.
Yeah.
Definitely. Okay. Well, I don't think we need to argue with this one. I think we already know where this is going. So
yeah.
Give her the roll.
Yeah, we'll absolutely give her the roll. Right, Gwendolyn Christie, winner.
Okay. So moving on, we have got a very interesting one. I found this one myself quite difficult. We have Freeblade Knight, Sir Hector, the pilot of Canis Rex.
Do we have some stuff around Sir Hector? Because I knew very little about Sir Hector.
There is very little to be known from my research. He is the last surviving member of a fallen Night House who has decided that he will take the Free Blade oath to still fight the Imperium with the Canis Rex, his mount. They're knights, they refer to the knights as mounts. And he is... And essentially, Canis Rex is supposedly meant to be one of the oldest acting service Questoris pattern knights in existence. So he's a competent, capable, well-renowned Free Blade. But other than that, we don't know a whole lot from what I can tell. So, Els, who have we got for Sir Hector?
Okay, listen.
Oh, God.
I have a vision with this.
You're going to have to do some serious legwork to sell this.
Yeah, I know. I know. This one was really difficult because I didn't know who the character was. I had no idea who the character was. There's no art of him, so I literally had to go off base of what he looked like via the model, and then I had to look at the character wiki on the Warhammer 40k wiki. I don't think that you necessarily need to give the role of Sir Hector to somebody that can act well.
Disagree.
Because I don't think that there would, like, in a live action setting, I don't think that there would be much opportunity where Sir Hector would have to speak. And if he did, it would be like, rah, like war cry stuff. Because he's in the night, he pilots the night and all of that. And Sylvester Stallone just gives huge man energy, which is what I have used to describe Sir Hector with. And I think that it's okay if you give this character an actor who can focus more on the action side of stuff rather than the dialogue. That is my thinking, and that's why I chose Sylvester Stallone.
John, who have you got?
Liam Cunningham.
Ooh.
And the reason being is, this kind of, again, it's a little bit kind of based off of the artwork. Somebody who looks like they could kind of fill that role of like a slightly older, noble kind of role. A bit of like a commander. He's in a Questoris. It's still going to be like a leading position, but having with the stuff kind of around like what we know thus far kind of about Sir Hector is it's like a very pragmatic nobility. And again, I'm going back to Game of Thrones. His role in Game of Thrones as Davos is like he was still to a certain degree Sir, but it was very pragmatic. It was very like I'm going to get the job done in any way, shape, or form.
Mm-hmm.
So I could picture him inside of a night suit, just kind of like getting like annoyed with it, that kind of process. So yeah, that was where my mind went.
I will present to you Richard Armitage. As
oh my god!
Considering he's literally already played an exiled prince, so to speak, in Thorin Oakenshield in The Hobbit. He's played lots of very interesting roles. He's also got that voice. He's got a very distinctive voice. A lot of the scenes from Hector, I think, is going to be a voice from inside the night. So there's going to be a lot. You want someone's voice that's going to penetrate through nice and easily, and he's got a very distinctive vocal quality.
I think I may have fluffed on this one.
I'm afraid you definitely have, because I'm not casting Stallone.
So, yeah, okay. So, are we potentially down to Liam Cunningham and Richard Armitage?
I think so.
Okay, Els, your thoughts?
I think I reluctantly agree with Jamie with the Richard Armitage approach. Simply because of the voice. If it is a voice that's going to be heard from within a night, I feel like it needs to be a voice that's low and like more cunning and commanding, and I don't see Cunningham being able to do that. I'm sorry.
I agree 100% the Richard Armitage is my choice, by the way. I'm just annoyed that I didn't think of him. I think Liam Cunningham would be great.
He's a great actor, but this guy definitely that's the man for the job.
I'm also like, because it would just be the voice, and like you've got the foreign voice, but also reminded of him being Trevor Belmont in Castlevania as well.
Mm-hmm.
And just I can hear that being bellowed out of a knight, and it would just be it'd be so good.
And also when he's not in a knight as well, he's got the stature and the physique to play, a man who's a knight. He's training, even though he's riding a knight, he's still training physically. So,
no, I'm fully Richard Armitage.
Cool.
Old.
Cool. I'm glad he got in. Especially as he was one of the ones I knew straight away. Next, we have the Adeptus Custodes, and representing the Custodes, we have none other than the Captain General himself, Trajan Valoris. John, you're a bit of a Custodes fanboy.
Are
you not?
I think they look cool. I don't really. I'm disappointed to say I don't really know much about Trajan Valoris.
Okay.
I'm sorry to say.
Okay. Right. Well, the little bit of information I've got on here. I mean, it's not actually mostly information, actually, this bit, for some reason. So the Captain General is just a sort of very a stoic, authoritarian war leader, but he also does sit on the High Council of Terror, so he does have a commanding authority and presence both on and off the battlefield. And technically speaking, I don't think he answers to anyone other than the Emperor, technically. So this guy is going to be someone who has to have a real sense of gravitas. Or, but also still needs to be someone who is physically imposing. He is the peak of physical human perfection.
Yeah, but that can be done with like CGI and stuff.
It can be, but obviously...
You want somebody that can carry it. I get what you mean.
So, Els, your Captain General.
Russell Crowe. Now, I know that like he's a little bit more old in the tooth now. He doesn't really do so much like that he used to, like when Russell Crowe was younger and stuff. But we all saw him in Gladiator, right? We all saw that voice. We all know that voice is in there. And I also know that Russell Crowe is very well known for being able to adapt to his roles. He can yo-yo with his weight, much like other actors like Christian Bale and Jared Leto. They've done it as well, where they can get their bodies to a certain peak, as you described it. So for this pick, I solely thought about voice and presence, because I believe that Russell Crowe has the ability to use both of those for this role. This was another hard one, to be honest.
I will say he was one of the people I was considering.
It's
not the one I went for, but I did think about him.
I was going to say, the fact you brought up the Gladiator thing, it'd be like, that intro is about like a tenth as long as a Custodes introduction needs to be. So his whole speech from Gladiator would be like, yeah, that little intro there, he's got like a tenth of the way to it, so he just needs to do that again, but
for another 10 minutes.
A bit longer.
Okay, John, who are you bringing to the table?
My pick is
Ooh,
Stephen Lang.
Good pick.
I don't know who that is.
So
I can tell you what he's been most recently and famously in.
One of my immediate references would be Avatar.
Avatar, yeah. He's the.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
I didn't recognise him. He's so thin.
So, from obviously like Avatar and a lot of things, he can carry a good kind of commanding presence. And I did intentionally. I was kind of looking for some pictures. He's got the beard now, and I was looking at him like kind of put him next to Valoris, and I'm like, I could see this. the commander of the Custodes, or the captain general of the Custodes. I could definitely see him, channeling that role of like commanding, and also like looking like somebody who can fight. He looks like you can imagine him rocking up and be like, even if there was a moment where he didn't have the armor on, he has the build to carry it.
Yeah, I think you've got a good one there. In fact, to be honest, I like both your picks for these for different reasons. My pick is somewhat. I like my pick, but it's a little bit out there.
Okay.
Hugh Jackman.
No. What is wrong with you? You want to turn the Custodes into a sing and dance? That what you want to do, Jamie?
I mean, this man is also the Wolverine, remember? Also, just from the sheer fact that the man is his age and that physically well put together is impressive. And that is also something that would carry through for someone like Trajan, who is ancient. And, he's got a good voice and he's great. But
Yeah,
He's got a good voice.
man.
I mean, if we're just going off of age, I did have to do some quick googling here. I'm just going to confirm in terms of the respective ages of all the actors that we've brought to the table.
Yeah.
So our youngest candidate is Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
At 56, followed by Russell Crowe at 61. Stephen Lang is 73.
It's impressive. But I'm putting this in the context that this man is definitely the most physically peaked compared to the other two.
Yeah, I think they're definitely all. They're all very well put together.
Oh yeah, but considering that this man is pushing 60 and is still probably fitter than most 30-year-olds,
This is a tough one.
it is a tough one. I think they're all pretty good. I am willing to say that I don't think compared to the other two, Jackman is going to be in the running.
I'm not voting for Jackman. Sorry, I can't see it.
I would almost say that with like just because Dolores has been around for a long time. I mean, all the Custodes have. Although then again, there is the case of they're the Custodes. They don't really ever age.
No,
Even
they,
though
they do.
They do, but it just doesn't.
Very slowly.
Yeah, I mean, there is a whole sect of them that are retired, aren't there?
That is very true. I do like the pick of Hugh Jackman. I just don't know whether he's right. Whether he's
Like I said, it's a bit of a left field pick.
It is a bit of a left field pick.
I don't think he's a bad pick, but I think your two are better. Crow definitely in his heyday would have been almost a slam dunk, but I think your guy does actually win out.
I want to keep my vote with Russell Crowe because I do think that he could still pull it off, even if he is 60.
I don't think he's the same actor he used to be anymore.
Well, if I stick with Stephen Lang, Jamie, you can be the tiebreaker in this vote.
Well, I will go with Stephen Lang then, simply because I just think he is still performing on like another level.
Are we happy with Lang then?
I'm happy with it.
Reluctantly, yes.
Pressing on then. We are going to the Grey Knights. We have Supreme Grandmaster Kaldor Drago. Now, John, I know this is a faction you like.
I do like the Grey Knights.
So could you give us an intro into Drago?
I can absolutely try and give you an intro into Kaldor Drago. He is like many of the characters we've spoken about thus far, he is the Supreme Grandmaster of the Grey Knights. The difference being is that he is an absent Supreme Grandmaster because he has been like pulled into the warp and essentially forever remains to a certain degree. It pops up like on occasion, but is then dragged back into the warp. I believe it was like a Zinch demon he was fighting that like affected it. Or it might have been Korn. Anyway, fighting demon, and is essentially has just survived by fighting in the warp forever now. And will just occasionally pop up when like the Grey Knights are in their most dire moment and like fight through and then disappear again. So has to be he's almost like he's a bit of the 40k kind of Doomslayer, but because he is just like he is fighting them in their own home territory.
Oh, see, now you said that, I know who I should have picked. A bit of a meta joke, but anyway. Okay, so, Els, who are we bringing as Khaldor Drago?
Lawrence Fishburne, most known for his role as Morpheus in Matrix.
Mm-hmm.
This man can play a guy who's absent and mysterious, and I genuinely think that he would look so good in grey armor. So good. He would be able to put it off so well, like image-wise. In my notes, I've actually written down icons play icons. Because I feel like as sci-fi kind of good, kind of bad guys go, Lawrence has been able to pull that whole shtick off, and I feel like he could do it again. I feel like he's not too old either to be able to do it. I think he's in his late 50s.
John, you are presenting.
Josh Brolin.
Josh Brolin.
Interesting.
That was another one that came across my mind.
So again, has immediate thought, you want again a character that can kind of carry the voice. Mm-hmm. He's got to be this wise kind of psyker element to him, but also he's constantly fighting. And again, it's very much like a kind of physical presence. I will admit here, he was not my first choice.
Okay.
My first choice, but I mused on it, and I was like, a number of years ago, yes, but now I think he's just too old. Was Ian McKellen?
Yeah.
But I was like, what other kind of who else has kind of had roles? And yes, he's not had necessarily roles of a wizard in the same way of kind of McKellen, but he has had that kind of those roles of being in charge, and especially his kind of playing of Thanos and things like that. He's had a very good kind of command element to it.
Wow, I think I've got the perfect pick for this one. I present to you none other than Sean Bean.
No, because he's not going to die.
Exactly.
No,
He's going to keep disappearing.
He's going to keep this. On a meta level, it'll be fantastic because he'll actually have a role he can't be killed in. But also, the man literally plays lead characters all the time. He is a strong presence. He's got a great voice. Physically, very well put together for a man of his years. I can see him stepping out of the warp in silver-clad armour, psychic lightning coming out of his eyeballs, and just being an absolute menace.
The only way I would ever accept him as Khaldor is if every time he gets frustrated that he's being dragged into the war again, you just hear him go under his breath, "Bastard." That's the only way I'd be able to accept it. And I want it written in his contract.
I can actually say that I feel like my pick, maybe not the strongest. I think Brolin is good, but I don't think I'm not sure he's as good as those two other picks.
I am sticking with my guns. This is one of the ones I was like, this man is Khaldor Drago.
I disagree.
He's definitely more Drago than Fishburne.
No, I want to stay with Fishburne. I'm staying with him. So it's up to you, I think, John.
I might have to be the casting vote. I think I'm going to go with Fishburne.
Yes, I can go.
I'm thinking it would be a very I can hear the kind of voice. Yeah.
I don't see it at all.
Yeah, I think it'd be a different I could see it as I reckon Sean Bean as a within the setting, but
Fishburne could be in the setting, but not Drago.
Wait. You know what would be really funny?
Drago.
You know what would be really funny if Sean Bean was casted as a necro. Because then he would definitely want to die. He'd be immortal.
That's just stealing the same idea for a different faction.
That's so funny. I'm sorry. That's so funny.
Wow. I'm not happy about this one.
Oh.
But we'll move on. I
We'll move
disagree
on.
with this one completely. Right, okay. We are moving on to the Inquisition. And representing specifically the Order Hereticus, we have Inquisitor Katarina Greyfax. Now, I don't know a whole lot about Greyfax, so if anyone knows a bit more about her, please do.
She's Celestine's girlfriend.
I mean, so from the I'm trying to dredge up from the book that I read about Greyfax. So is of the Ordo Hereticus, so it's like big against the what do you call it, the forces of chaos, but in particular rather than demonic, like the corruption of chaos, and was present like during the whole because she was captured by Trazen and then released
That bit,
on Cadia, and is like very strongly anti presence of like psychers, even though she herself is a psyker as well.
Yeah.
So you want, like, in terms of kind of her personality, she is like driven and focused. Of like, whenever she was in, any of the scenes that she was in the book, would just be like, this needs to get done now. We will go here, and be like, there is a lot of things in the way, and be like, I do not care. It is the direct route. So you want somebody who's going to have that kind of drive, but also she is an inquisitor, so still has to have that kind of like logical kind of like investigative approach to it as well.
Elves.
I'm scared. I love this woman. Listen to me. I adore this woman. Scrawny Weaver was definitely one of my very first bisexual awakenings. And when I was thinking about casting Greyfax, I was like, I need it. This is a need for me. I mean, she can pull off the whole internal conflict thing. She, I mean, obviously everyone knows her from Alien, but like, I feel like, to me, she was the first person that I thought about when, like, this one came up. And this is going to hurt me a lot. I know now, because looking at both of your faces, I feel like I may have fluffed again. But I don't believe so. I love her.
Yeah.
And this is her role.
Okay.
So the funny thing is that before we go to my choice, there was a period of time where that name sat in this position.
Okay.
But I was slightly talked around, because I have discussed it with some other ones, so I may end up being swayed back.
Okay.
Like she was a strong contender, Sigourney Weaver is.
So John, you picked.
I will apologize. Fandui Newton.
I know
I
who she is. Yeah.
Yeah, I recognize her face, but I
She was in the second Mission Impossible. She was in Chronicles of Riddick. She's most recently been in Wednesday. She was in Rock and Roller. So, like, in particular, like in some of the more recent roles, has kind of played this very much like, like if she has been in Wednesday, she was playing like a doctor. But from like Rock and Roller, can play this kind of like action hero, kind of badass element to it as well. Similarly, has like action, acting from like the Chronicles of Riddick. So I'm very much kind of going with the idea of like a character that can come across as like this very kind of like logical thinking, intelligent role, but also being able to kick ass.
I definitely went more on the has to be able to perform physically for this role. I'm thinking the Inquisitor needs to be very physically capable, and that is why I have gone with Kate Beckinsale, because she has led the Underworld franchise. She has been the Dark Huntress already. And she is also a phenomenal actor as well. She can do lots of other roles as well. and she's done some really good stuff. And also, there's like a bit of a meta thing I love the idea of. She's in Van Helsing with Hugh Jackman with the crossbow. This time she gets the crossbow.
That's good. I gotta give you that.
Good.
Don't agree with your pick, but I see the vision.
But yeah, that is my pick. Yeah, and I'm sticking with this one. I like it. Weaver's too old.
No,
She can't. She just can't keep up with the other two.
Oh.
I appreciate that this may get cut, but we also have to keep in mind that whoever plays Greyfax is getting shipped hard with Celestine.
I'm definitely sticking with.
And I worry for Jamie's heart if we come up with the idea of Florence Pugh and Kate Beckinsale.
I didn't even think about that. This has to be the one now.
No.
That's like my dream.
No.
You got to take your prejudice out of it. You don't like her because I like her.
No, I think she's brilliant. I think she's very capable, but I just don't see it.
Sigourney Weaver, of the era of Alien and Aliens, 100%. Absolute 100%. Sigourney Weaver now, I'm sorry to say, I'm not sold. As much as I agree, because I had Sigourney Weaver in that role, and I was like, because I had Sigourney Weaver in a few roles. Sigourney Weaver for me was like in there with Greyfax, and then moved briefly to Creed as well.
I would have said that she would have been a good contender for Creed.
But and also Jamie has completely sold me with the statement of she gets a crossbow now, because that just amuses me so much as an idea. I'm sorry, Elle. I'm gonna add my vote to Jamie's and gonna go with Kate Beckinsale.
I mean, it doesn't matter what I say then, does it? Because he's gonna get it. Oh, it's okay.
My girl's in.
Oh.
You got Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah, which I totally disagreed with.
I don't. I think he's brilliant for that part.
Oh, no.
I think it'd be very interesting that part.
Interesting, yes. Interesting. Okay, so we have our great facts. It is time to move on to arguably the most important faction in the setting, in the Space Marines. Now, we have picked for the Space Marines Dante, Chapter Master of the Blood Angels. Okay, now just to explain, we didn't pick Gilliman because, as we said in the intro, this is inspired by Tabletop Tactics episodes. They cover the Primarch, so we are not going for a Primarch. I also didn't want to do Calgar. I want to do something a bit different, so we are going with Dante.
Yeah, that's it. Has to be somebody like not just of the standard array of picks. And,
exactly. So, I mean, we could have done a whole episode on Space Marines, but we picked one.
We could do a whole episode just on named Space Wolves characters after I looked at how many there are.
That is true. So,
anyway,
Els, for Dante, you are giving us.
Okay. I'm not sure how I'm gonna be able to sell this one now. So obviously Dante for a while was the oldest living Space Marine, and I really want to see Harrison Ford play another badass because I think he's brilliant. I loved Indiana Jones when I was a kid, and I feel like I feel like Dante's had enough, and I feel like that's very much Harrison Ford's vibe. I feel like he's tearing through on the battlefield, like being like, oh, another day at work, you know, like kind of like just tearing through, like, guys win, dudes, you know what I mean? And like I just feel like Harrison Ford saying, "I'm too old for this," in that suit of armor. I don't know. I feel like I've fluffed on this one again, but I feel like it also would be really funny.
Was the giveaway either of our faces? Because I know my face was the giveaway.
Same.
I can see where you're coming from.
I almost see where you're coming from, but yeah, I can tell you now you're not getting it.
It's okay.
It's a nice idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
I mean, he wouldn't be able to physically cope with it these days anyway.
My concern with... Sorry, we'll get into the discussion in a second.
Yeah. Okay. John.
I picked Keanu Reeves.
No.
Yes.
No. Okay, so hear me out here. Okay, so there's a number of elements in this. First of all, as playing characters who are just kind of like done with this shit, he's very good at that role, whilst also still being able to pull off like the action role. The other thing is you put Keanu Reeves in this role, you get Dante drawn in the sad Keanu Reeves pose, and that like amused me too much to not put Keanu Reeves as my choice for that. And he's got the hair already; just needs to be different color.
Oh.
No. Okay.
No.
Well, I mean, I totally disagree with both of you, which means that no matter what I do now, you know I'm going to pick my own. So here we go. I present to you Michael Fassbender.
Absolutely, 100% yes. Forget what I said. Forget what John said. Absolutely. Oh my god.
Again, this is one of the ones I knew immediately he needed to be in this role.
This man with blonde hair. Oh,
sorry, he's a phenomenal actor. He can play it physically. He can do any range of emotions. He can play a robot and also a highly intelligent person, as well as someone who's completely wrecked. It doesn't matter. He can do it all. Keanu Reeves can only do one thing, and that's an action man.
I mean, he's got to be an action man in it.
He's got to be. But Dante is also one of the few Space Marines that has emotional range.
He actually does have personality.
So, yeah. And Ford just isn't right, I'm afraid.
no, that's fine. I fluffed. I agree with you.
My concern with Harrison Ford is, like, in particular, I just don't think he'd care.
No, me neither. And he needs to care.
He just really wouldn't care.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Okay.
I've already put Michael Fassbender in there because yes, I will concede on my choice of Keanu Reeves. I just wanted the bad one in there.
I mean, Keanu Reeves, I'm sure, could play someone in 4K. There are plenty of monotone gunslingers, but that is all he is. I'm sorry. He's got no range of capability whatsoever.
We'll kill off Keanu Reeves as the Kellamore.
Pretty much, yeah. Okay, so that was nice and easy.
That was very easy. Yeah, no, Michael Fassbender's a great one.
I do think the next one is going to be really hard.
No, not to me.
Okay. We are going to the Mechanicus. This is our final Imperium faction. We have Archmagos Belisarius Call.
Mm-hmm.
The creator of the Primaris.
Yeah, the creator of the Primaris.
The almost savior, along with Trazen, of Cadia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The completely mad scientist.
Yes.
The absolutely morally ambiguous will just get the job done kind of thing. Who? So I've just come off the relatively recently finishing the Call book, which I would highly recommend. Literally has a thing where he installs like the personalities that he's going to take with him for the day. Is a whole thing that he has. You're like, what do I fancy today? I think I'm going to be this kind of personality, and like has these things loaded into the back of him, so he's got those like routines ready to go.
That's cool. That's cool.
it's not going to, as people, who've seen the model, there's not a lot of to show, but you need somebody who can do like the voice acting to go with it, and probably have a little bit of movement. But there's going to be a lot of CGI in this one.
Yeah, this one's a lot of CGI and a lot of voice work. Els.
Listen to me. Listen to me. Right? What did he do when he was the dragon in The Hobbit? He did the voice. He did the mocap. He trained his voice for 3 months. He trained his voice for 3 months so that it would be perfect for the role. You just said about the whole personality thing as well. Are you kidding me? This man, I am not willing to budge an inch of a hair away from this man.
I'm gonna say right now, it's an amazing pick, but the wrong character.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is. He is my pick for another character, and he is a slam dunk for the other character. John.
Mark Hamill.
Oh!
Mark Hamill.
Oh!
And I am specifically thinking his role as the voice of the Joker.
Do you know what? He was on my list, and I changed him for someone else.
Like, if you want to talk about somebody who has like voice acting range, voice acting chops, him. And again, in terms of commitment, he would throw himself into it.
Yeah.
I can hear that voice coming out, and Mark Hamill, just an easy pick for Cole.
So I'm going to go into my pick, saying that I think your 2 picks are better.
Okay.
I don't think mine's bad, but I think yours are slightly better. And that is, for me, I went with Jeremy Irons.
Oh,
Because he's got that amazing voice. But I have to admit, your 2 are better, I think. However, as I've already stated, Benedict Cumberbatch has to be another person. And there is one other character that he has to be. So I'm already going to tell you my pick is going to be Mark Hamill, because he was also on my list, and having now thought about it more, I agree.
I will say, I think Jeremy Irons would be excellent for, again, a later role. Not one that I've actually cast him in, because I've gone with some different ones. But like for demon roles, I reckon he you know where I'm going.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Al.
It was a very impassioned speech.
It was very impassioned.
I'm sorry.
I think he's very good, honestly, he was on my list of call potentials, but then I was like, nah.
He is phenomenal, but like I said, for me, I've already got him elsewhere on the list.
All right. Okay, fine.
Oh dear.
I don't think the next one's going to make me very popular either.
Oh god.
Yeah. I think it might upset somebody.
Okay. So, we move on to the Xenos.
The Xenos, which was a very hard collection.
Yeah. To be fair, I actually, about half of these I struggled with, but actually a few of them I was like, no, definitely. So, first up, we are going to the Eldari / Ynnari, and we are going to represent for the faction Yvraine, emissary of Iniad, who
Gilliman's girlfriend,
who commonly shipped as Gilliman's girlfriend, is a very interesting character with quite an extensive backstory. She's been a member of every single Eldari-esque faction now, as far as I know. She's done Corsairs. She started off in Comora. She's been part of the Eldari, the Corsairs as well, I think.
Yeah.
I think she had some time. She may have even spent time with the Exodites and stuff. She's got a wacky backstory, and sadly hasn't been portrayed enough. I don't think the whole faction hasn't been, to be honest.
No.
That's why I kind of went with the Ynnari to represent Eldari here, because we wanted someone that should have a better role and a bigger role. So, Els, you think you've got a controversial pick?
I don't think you're going to be very happy with me about it. But I'm not changing my mind. Charlize Theron is your brain. As soon as I seen any of the artwork, I looked at her and I was like, oh my god, that is a woman who ages like fine wine. And who is the best woman for the job? Charlize Theron.
She is.
She can look the part. She can play the part. She can kick some ass, man. She's been kicking ass since like forever, right? What have I got in my notes? That's it. I literally just put aged like fine wine in my notes.
He's like fine wine and kicks ass.
I mean, good pick.
Thank you.
Strong pick.
Thank you.
John. Controversial?
So, yeah. I don't think that's a controversial pick. I think
Oh,
Anya Taylor-Joy. This was why I didn't say about Celestine, because
do you know what?
no.
It's good.
It's the look.
Yeah.
Like you can like imagine just her face on the Urain model, and I'm like, it's there already.
It's true.
Because she's got just those really like pronounced features, which I feel like would just carry across that kind of like the elegance that you want from.
I called her angelic, elfic.
Yeah, exactly. That was it. That was what I was like. Angelic elf, like that.
Yeah. No, another really strong pick. Okay.
I want to know what yours is now because
So my pick is someone who's I would say is quite new.
right.
And you have to forgive me on the pronunciation of the name, but it's Adria Arjona. Most recently been in Andor. She plays the female lead of Andor.
Oh, yes.
She's got a very good range in that show. She's quite athletic as well, physically quite capable. She does have a sort of almost elfin-like face, quite slender. Yeah, I just liked her. I thought she'd be a good pick. However, I have to say, I am really torn between Anya and Theron. Oh,
I'm staying with Theron.
that's like
don't
picking
wanna
between
buy.
two of my favourite things.
It is picking between two of your favourite things. It's not even like it. It is.
Oh, no.
I'm not budging.
Oh.
I refuse to budge.
Have you got any strong opinions, John?
Honestly, I will say that like Anya Taylor-Joy as Urain was the first name I put down.
Yeah.
Literally the first, because I was like that. So this is the one where I was like, who's that actress? And then like Google Florence Pugh, and I'm like, okay, it's not Florence Pugh. Who else am I thinking of? And then had to go like through like a bunch of different films to like figure out which film I was thinking of and who it was.
Oh dear.
So
I
think.
don't know what else to say other than I think just Anya Taylor-Joy just has the look of Urain.
Yeah.
So Jamie, you're gonna be tiebreaker.
I got picked between two of my favourite women. Oh God. I'm sorry, Els, but Theron, she would be good, but I also feel there are other roles she would fit into really nicely.
No.
Whereas Taylor-Joy, for me, the other role for her was Celestine. I didn't get Celestine, so Yvraine, yeah, it's a natural match.
Man.
But it was a really good pick. It was. I genuinely would struggle to pick.
I'm very upset.
Well, now you know how I feel about Fishburne.
I think.
Yeah, but that's the only one I've got so far.
Not a competition like that. We're just trying to put the best cast in.
Yeah. We're trying to find the best people for the right job. So, moving on. Now, this one, I can assure you I will be most vexed if I do not get this one in.
Well, you've already used Kate Beckinsale, so that was my pick that I thought you were going to go with. But so we are going to
Comora. We are going to the Drukhari, the Dark Eldar, however you want to pronounce it, or which version of it you want to use. We have Lilith Hesperax of the Witch Cults,
the Queen of Knives, the champion of the pits of Comora. Always what's the pronunciation of that?
She is a gladiatrix.
Yes. Fights with every part of her.
Yes.
Even her hair is a weapon.
She is death incarnate.
Mm-hmm.
So you want somebody who can pull off that kind of role.
Yep. So Els.
I gotta admit, I didn't know who to choose for this role. Because I didn't know who the character was. So did have to do a little bit of reading up. If you don't know who this is Eva Green.
We're very familiar.
She's done a lot of different stuff. She was the headmistress in Miss Pennegreen's Home for Curious Children, or whatever it's called. She's been in like some other like sort of weird Tim Burton-y stuff.
She's also the lead in Penny Dreadful TV series.
Yeah. She's really pretty. She's got a good voice. She's well known for playing like a cunning character with like kind of, like sneaky kind of vibes. And I'd like to see her like as a warrior.
Just to save your pick a little bit, she does play a warrior.
Yeah.
She plays a warrior queen, sort of, in the 300 sequel, which, in fairness, not the best movie in the world, but she was one of the good things in it.
Yeah.
And she does play a relatively combative role in that, so she can do it.
Yeah.
Okay. John, who are you bringing to the table?
I'm bringing Kristen Ritter.
That's a good pick.
Oh no, that is a good pick.
Known primarily from the Jessica Jones series, and that's where I saw her in. And disappointingly, haven't seen her in much else since.
No,
and it was in particular kind of from that where, it's going to be a very like physical, combative role, and she looked very good whilst kicking lots of ass, and I was like, that seems like a very befitting pick for the Hesperax.
Nice. I think you got two good picks there, gentlemen, ladies, and whatever. I think you got some good picks. However, I do, not just because I love this person, I do think she is absolutely made for this role. And that is none other than Catherine Winnick. The warrior queen herself, Lagertha from Vikings. She is also the holder of 2 black belts in martial arts.
Oh, wow.
She is also a trained bodyguard in real life. She is literally a warrior and also stunning. She is a warrior made flesh. She is Lilith. She's got the look and the physicality, and she's got the acting to go behind it as well. I mean, just watch her in Vikings. She is without a doubt, arguably even better than Travis Fimmel. Arguably.
I mean, yeah, she's got the credentials.
I'm gonna. I can't believe I'm saying it again. This is the second time I've done this. I'm gonna hop in the Catherine Winnick boat because I see it now that you've told me. Now I'm seeing it, like with the hair and like the whole like knives everywhere. Yeah, definitely.
If it makes you feel any better, this is the second to last one that was my absolute immediate pick. I had 4 immediate picks. She was the third.
Now, I'm prepared to be crucified for this one. I haven't seen Vikings.
Fair enough.
It's okay.
Not everyone has. My brother is a massive Vikings fan, as in historically Vikings. He's still never watched the show.
I really should, because I heard it's very good.
It's brilliant.
It is awesome. It's very, very good.
But yes, I'm willing to say she looks like she would fit the role very well.
Yeah.
I think in all fairness, I think all of our choices would.
I think they're all really good. I don't have any problem with any of them. They're these two as well. They're both fantastic. I just think Catherine is more the role than those two.
Yeah.
I think, in all fairness, the thing that she definitely has going for her, which I'm not sure about, like the other two, has like the experience. Like you can obviously, like, people can train to be fighters, but if somebody
mimic it,
is already in that role, it's going to be very easy. It's going to be a lot easier, and to like then develop that into the way that they'd want to get across. So yeah, cool. I'm happy with Catherine Winnick. Yeah,
this one, I think this one's going to be really fun. So we are going over to the Great War. We're going to the Orcs. We have obviously none other than Gazkul Thraka himself, the great prophet of the War.
Gazgul Mag Uruk Thraka.
Indeed. So, I genuinely think if you're watching this video, Gazkul needs no introduction. He is the biggest, baddest, greenest, meanest on the planet.
And he's ugly.
Fill in with a Samuel L. Jackson shot right there.
He is orc. If you were to go orc, Gazgul is orc.
Yeah, so the actor we pick has to embody the orc.
Yes.
Els.
Now I'm imagining this would be, at least from my end of it, it's the voice. You want somebody who can, because like it's going to be CGI. Nobody is physically playing Gazgul. So you need somebody who can do the voice.
I mean, I picked mine entirely on the voice. I'm not going to lie, it just made me laugh.
Me too.
Els, who have you gone for?
I told you I was gonna get him in somewhere, but I genuinely do actually believe he would do an amazing job.
I actually think my pick is actually less silly.
No, like I know Jack Black, right? He's known for comedy and stuff, you know, like he did he's done loads of stuff. Like School of Rock is is the most famous thing. It's the thing that everybody knows him from. But I genuinely think he would do a really good job. I think that he would be able to train his voice the way that he does, like into doing like a raw, you know, like that. And I feel like if the opportunity came up, he would be more than happy to do like some mocap or some stuff like that. And I just think, yeah. Okay. And orcs sing sometimes, so you know.
I mean, he could play the goth rocker.
I was literally about to say that was what I was waiting for the pause to say, like exactly that.
Yeah.
That I would be like, okay, yeah. There's no question. Yeah. Absolutely.
John.
Okay, so.
Oh, who's this?
I appreciate that I may be the only person who knows who this person is.
Okay.
Amongst us three.
I don't know who he is.
So this is a guy known as Chris Tester. They may have seen his videos pop up on social media. He does a lot of stuff in terms of like social media stuff. It's usually him stood in front of a camera and it's going through like bits of audiobooks and stuff like that. I have heard him do the orc voice, and his orc voice is so good. He is already an audiobook narrator for a number of things for Black Library as well. And he just does an excellent job of like the orc voice.
Okay, cool. Hard to have an opinion on this one.
I appreciate that. It's one of those ones where I wish I could send you the thing to go and listen to maybe make that opinion.
Okay. Admittedly, my pick was just because I couldn't get it out of my head, but it's also not. It's also kind of believable. Of course, it is Brian Blessed.
Listen, I don't know if I can vote on this because I already have him down as something else.
I mean, you can obviously vote, but it's up to you. Honestly, it's not the most serious pick, but I do think he could kind of do it. Now the thing is, right? What I'm gonna say is, Gazkul needs to be both comedic in an orc way, but he also needs to be terrifying. Jack Black is not terrifying and never will be. At least Brian Blessed can be scary, potentially, in the right light. However, I don't know enough about the other guy. What was his name?
Can we have a brief pause in this, and I will show you the clip.
Yes, we can do. Well, I mean, I only got 26 seconds in. I'm like, yep, cool. That's an orc.
Oh my god! No, I've seen this dude.
I would be surprised if you hadn't.
Okay, so we have just had a quick review of John's selection here.
Chris Tester.
Yep, and I'm more than happy to go with this pick. It is. I watched 26 seconds. I was like, yep, cool.
I watched less than that, and I was like, because as soon as I'd seen like him doing it like in front of the mic, I realized that I have actually seen some of his stuff. I didn't recognize him from the proper photo of his face. But yeah, no, I'm totally happy to cast him because he's that's amazing, right?
Let's also put an honourable bonus one for the Goth Rocker.
Oh yeah, Jack Black.
Okay.
If the orc that we chose was Goth Rocker, I think we all would have picked Jack Black.
Okay. That makes me slightly more happy.
Like 100%, he's just like, yes, that would be the Jack Black role, and that would be a hilarious role for Jack Black.
Absolutely. Okay, so moving on, we are moving into the more serene faction, certainly compared to orcs anyway. We have the Tau, and we're going to cast Commander Shadow Sun. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Chacera herself.
Yeah, you're more familiar with the Tau than I am, John.
Yeah, relatively. So, in terms of it, so Commander Shadow Sun is the kind of current Tau Supreme Commander. It's like leader of the Tau forces in their current expansion. Was one of basically there was a group that trained under, I believe it was like Commander Brightstar or something like that.
Sounds right.
She trained alongside Farsight, and then Farsight went and split off. But he is known as this, is very fierce for the Tau. Is a very kind of fierce warrior. Is out of things that she's kind of done, killed the previous the previous chapter master of the Raven Guard.
I fluffed again. Is this not a dude?
No.
Oh my god, I fluffed so hard.
So who have you picked?
Yeah, so you got to have somebody who can be both the kind of and one of the things is because there's obviously the different things within kind of Tau in terms of the way they fight. She is very much the Monk Car as opposed to Cao Yun, which is the swift blade. She strikes hard, strikes fast.
Els, you have given us.
I thought it was a dude!
Oh, you did your research then.
I thought it was a dude! All of the art looked like a dude!
Should we skip past this?
Yeah, I must have read the pronoun wrong. I'm so sorry.
Oh! Oh, that's genius.
Yeah.
Literally, drummer Shadow Sun.
She looks like Shadow Sun.
I know, right?
Oh, I don't even care what mine was.
I know, we gotta see what yours is.
I was again, she was one of the ones that I picked. Just I was like, yes.
Oh, I wish I had thought of that.
I need her in it, and her Shadow Sun. I'd be like, yes, that.
Totally, 100% agree. Just if you're interested, Jessica Henwick.
I mean, I'm happy to say the Karaji has it.
Yeah, I mean, Kara definitely has it. I don't think my pick was a bad pick, but yours was dead on. I was on the ring, you were on the bullseye.
And unfortunately, Els, you missed the board.
I'm so unbelievably
you turned up with an air rifle instead of a bow.
I'm so unbelievably embarrassed. I'm so sorry.
It's fine.
Oh.
Honestly, it's fair enough. It's a Tau. Most of them don't even take the helmets off.
Yeah, that's very fair.
So, to be honest, it's Fair play. Okay, so the next one, we're going into the Tyranids. We are going specifically into the Swarm, the Tyranids, the Hive Tyrant. Now, this one was quite an interesting one because, obviously, the Tyranids are essentially a force of nature rather than animals or characters. So, I'm interested to see what people have picked. A big terrifying monster. So, Els, who's playing a big terrifying monster?
I went with Andy Serkis because obviously his work with like motion capture and stuff, and obviously like when he did Gollum and stuff, he learned how to train his voice to make animalistic sounds. I feel like he could play a monster quite strongly. Basically, it's why I chose him.
I very much struggled with this one.
Okay.
This was literally one of the last ones that I went in, and I appreciate that I'm going to have to explain who this person is, but I think I picked the right picture, and I got a picture with some of the roles that they have voice cast before, because again, I think this is very much a voice acting role.
Interesting.
Scott McNeil. Now, hopefully, Jamie, you recognise a few of the bottom ones down there.
Mm-hmm.
Vaguely.
He was a lot of the voices in Beast Wars.
Ah, of course.
He was the voice of Dinobot. He was the voice of Waspinator.
I haven't seen that in so long.
He was also he also did a number of the voices in particular Dawn of War. And in that he basically did all of the chaos, like almost all of the chaos voices, and in particular like the Chaos Demon. Mm-hmm. He just has the ability to do like a very kind of gravelly it's a very kind of like in particular there's like a lot of like I hesitate to use phlegmy, but like that kind of like it's gonna sound like gross kind of voice as well.
Okay.
So yeah, so it's voice acting chops. Again, there may be a better fit.
Okay, so my pick I will probably have to explain, but like yourself, because this character or person is not traditionally an actor, in the sense that I'm thinking the Swarm Lord won't have a voice. There is no voice acting.
Mm-hmm.
It's all in motion and movement, and that is
okay.
why I've picked a man called Terry Notary.
Ooh.
Now he was the motion capture expert on the Hobbit films, Planet of the Apes. He did do all the mocap for Cole Obsidian in Avengers. And he does this amazing work with how to move like an animal. If you watch, or a creature, you watch him if you watch the behind the scenes of The Hobbit, how he taught the actors to move like dwarfs, and how he got the goblins to move and use these sort of armatures to help them change the way they move their bodies and stuff. He's a genius at motion capture and how to change the way you physically move around. You don't need a voice. This man he could basically do the entire Swarm, but certainly the Hive Tyrant. So that is my pick. He has done a lot of stuff. He got the actor. Andy Serkis, by the way, great pick. However, again, he needs to be in a different role because I want that voice. Because he's also got a very cool voice.
Uh-huh.
John, your pick. It's a voice actor for a role I don't envision having a voice.
Yeah, I was trying. This is the problem. I will say that my vote is going towards Terry Notary as well. This was the problem. I was trying to I was thinking about it more from a voice perspective, whereas actually I probably should have thought about it from he's not going to have to do a voice perspective. I will say there was another person who was in here briefly on mine, and now I'm regretting my choice of pulling him out.
Go on then.
Which was Alan Tudyk.
That's not a name I recognise.
He is K2SO in Star Wars. He is Sunny in iRobot. He is the chicken in Moana. He is he's done like lots of different mocap and like noise of animal role. So again, in a similar kind of vein, but I'm happy to go with Terry Notary here. Up next, we have
the other side of the Gene Stealers. Oh, sorry, the other side of the Tyranids, the Gene Stealers. Speaking obviously the Gene Stealer cults and all of their gribbly nonsense. we have got the patriarch, the head honcho, the guy who starts it all, the psychic monster, Els.
All right, listen. This is no, I know. I did it on purpose. This was the last role I had to fill. I had absolutely no fudging idea who I was going to put for this role. And then I was like, who else do I know who's got a massive ego, a big forehead, and the build of a bear that's not Jamie? Vin Diesel, right? Wow. Sorry, that was a little mean. And literally, in my notes, I have put a patriarch as Vin Diesel. Give the man a job. Because he's a menace on social media and he just needs to be stopped. So
I like where you were going, but I have a funny feeling me and John are about to say the exact same person.
Well, I was actually gonna say, like, Vin Diesel actually, like, there's a voice behind Vin Diesel that I reckon would
the voice, yeah,
would be quite a good fit for a patriarch or kind of within that role. Jamie, do you want to say both of ours at the same time?
I think it's probably a good idea.
Should we reveal ours at the same time then?
Okay, let's do it. So, 3, 2, 1. Andy Serkis.
Picture number 1.
And picture number 2. Imagine that voice in your brain.
I just... Because it has to be somebody who can both do the motion capture and... I mean, actually, with our current setup, assuming that you have both the Swarm Lord and Andy Serkis in there, you're getting, like, the double whammy of excellent motion capture. Like, regardless of whether it's an acting role or not, I think you just need Andy Serkis on the project for just the motion capture elements.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah.
And
as a patriarch,
I know Notary and Serkis have worked together on Planet of the Apes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, and they would have worked together on Hobbit, because...
Oh, yes, of course they would have, yeah.
Gollum came back in The Hobbit, didn't he?
That's a slam dunker.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, El.
It's okay. He's still on the cast list. I don't really mind, to be honest.
Okay, so moving on from the hive mind, we are going to the newest kids on the block, shortly to be revealed. Sorry, I couldn't resist.
That's bad.
We have the Leagues of Votan, the Space Dwarves, the Not-So-Squatted Squats. And representing the faction at the time of this recording, technically the only character released.
Yes.
Uthar the Destined. There's not a whole lot I can say about Uthar the Destined. He is a kind of stereotypical dwarf-like character, but in space. You know, quite stoic, quite stubborn.
Yeah,
he's a Tolkien-esque dwarf in space.
Yeah, like there is very little to go off of at this moment in time. Yeah. For the,
there's not a whole lot written at the moment. So we're kind of going on theme, really. So, Els, who
I went with Peter Dinklage.
Okay.
Because I've written down here rustic warrior dwarf is basically what I think his vibe would be. He isn't like, obviously everybody knows him from Game of Thrones as Tyrion, but I think that he definitely could pull off more of a serious stoic kind of like character, much like he did in, I don't know if it's Guardians or one of the Avengers movies that he's in.
He is in Avengers Infinity.
Avengers, yeah.
Yeah. So I think he could definitely do a role like this. So that's why I chose him.
John?
So, I have gone for Graham McTavish.
Okay, John.
I looked at him, I looked at the model, and I was like, okay, yeah, that was meant to be. Has played a dwarf, can do the grumpy role, like what?
He's got quite a range actually. He's a really good actor. Yeah, no, he can do quite a lot of stuff.
And you know, there's very little that has been established about the Leagues of Votan.
But he could probably do all of it.
But what I was gonna say is, I know that a lot of people have associated them with Deep Rock Galactic, which means they need to have that slightly Scottish element to them as well. And he's Scottish, so what more do you want? Like, he's got the build, he's got the look.
Although Dinklage is a great actor, we're essentially talking about the fantasy dwarf, and they need to be physically quite capable. And sadly, I just don't think Dinklage can do that. So you do have to do what the Hobbit did and you have to dwarfify actors.
Yeah,
which
that's fair enough.
We've seen can be done very well.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
I'm concerned by the way that we just are lining up with you.
That was quite funny.
It's also the fact that we've almost got not exactly the same picture, but we both. Did you also look at that picture and go, and then look at the model and be like,
yeah,
it's almost as if they took these two and put them together.
I looked for a picture that would try and sell it. Yeah, we are going to swiftly move on. We actually did that quite quickly, considering it could have been quite a hard one, but actually not so much. We are moving on to the final Xenos faction. One of my favourites. It is the Necrons themselves, the ancient, the immortal machines, civilization that tore down their own gods. And who else better than the Silent King himself, who is ironically not very silent, so we will need a voice actor. Because I don't think you're going to be playing this role physically, although mocap, definitely. But you won't necessarily be front and centre stage, so to speak. So we definitely need someone who's got a voice. And don't forget, this is the Silent King. He only speaks when he needs to speak, so he's got to have a commanding voice.
Mm-hmm.
He is the head of the Triarch. And, 60 plus million years old? Els.
So I don't know if this one will be quite controversial to you both.
It's not a bad pick.
He could definitely do a voice that's, really strong, kind of with that slippery, kind of cunning piece of crap edge. Definitely stoic enough, but with angry intent. It was hard. This one was very hard for me to cast. This was another one that I had to come back to.
John.
Before we go, so I will say this one this is among some of the ones that I have went back and forth on the most between two different actors.
Okay.
And I will say the actor that I didn't pick first.
Okay.
The actor I didn't pick first was Keith David.
He was one of my choices for this.
It would be a very good pick as well.
It was it was a real back and forth between Keith David or Giancarlo.
Oh,
it's a good pick.
Now I'm thinking from obviously The Mandalorian, from Breaking Bad. He only speaks when he needs to, and you can imagine the Silent King rising up, standing up, and just that voice.
Have something I want.
Doesn't need to shout to get it across. It's not a shouting command voice. It's a voice that carries absolute authority. And I'm Giancarlo. I was like, that voice would just be such a good. You obviously you do a little bit the voice modulation on it to get it sounding a little bit kind of robotic coming out of the Silent King, but you'd still know it's him as well. And it would just be you're paying attention. You're doing whatever you're asked of because he's saying it.
Now, I've got to say, I think you've got three, because I'm going to count Keith David in this, three really good picks. I do think I might beat you, though. But not by much. Charles Dance.
No, because he's the lion. That's not... I can't stand... I know.
No, sorry, but this man, that voice, that commanding presence, that superiority needs to be the Silent King. Also, the lion in terms of looks, Liam Cunningham, definitely.
We could go between them.
Whereas the Silent King, imagine Tywin Lannister, but as a space god. He's got the age, the gravitas, the voice, the power. He's played very similar roles already.
And he is also, he did
Giles Dance did actually start out as a Shakespearean actor, so he does have the range in order to carry.
And experienced with playing a very similar role in voice acting, because he is the Emperor in the Witcher game. He does play Emperor Var Emrys.
If I can try and argue again, just a little bit for Giancarlo here, I do. Charles Dance, I think, is excellent. My slight swing, maybe in favour of Giancarlo here, is there is like he obviously has a bit of an accent as well, and just like having that to kind of differentiate from having that kind of accent stand out to then make like a Necron character be a bit more kind of identified compared to a traditional Shakespearean kind of actor.
I could argue that with Liam Neeson as well, because Liam Neeson is Scottish.
My counterpoint to both yours is both the accents are wrong. Because they are space Egyptians, so surely it needs to be that way.
I guess, but you see where I'm coming from with like.
I see where you're coming. Honestly, they're all good. I mean, Liam Neeson, it kind of works in a way.
It does kind of work.
It's not the most direct one though. I think Keith David is a good shout. Giancarlo, a great option. I still stand by Dance though.
I worry about like Liam Neeson. His voice is just too nice.
No, I mean
it doesn't command in the same way.
You already got my vote. You can pipe down. You're fine. I got you.
Oh wait, you're on my side, are you?
Yeah, I made that pretty clear. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think so, because me and John were still arguing our cases. So
yeah, I was trying to sway you.
I think that Charles Dance would give you goosebumps, and I feel like if you're gonna do CGI Silent King and you're gonna have that as simply just computer made and no physical presence, something like that, it has to be a voice that's gonna give you goosebumps. That's gonna make you feel like, oh my god, is there someone standing behind me kind of vibe? And I don't think that either of ours, John, quite does that. Because before Jamie chose his pick, I immediately latched onto yours. I was like, absolutely, with like the gravel and the accent, definitely. But then in my head, I'm thinking, ooh, Charles Dance's voice, that could be a lot creepier with the accent and that little bit of tweak with like, I don't know what they use, like the voice modulating stuff that they use or anything like that. So yeah, I feel like that would be really scary.
I think yeah. I'm not disputing, by the way. I think they are all excellent choices.
As I say, I wouldn't be upset if any of them got in.
No, yeah.
So we have concluded the Xenos.
Yeah.
We are now moving into the final leg of the race. We are into chaos itself. Whew, now this is where it gets interesting. I have to say, I've got some interesting picks in here. Some of them,
me too,
I think are inspired. Some of them I think are so left field you're going to hate them. So, let us begin with none other than the War Master of Chaos, Abaddon the Despoiler. The arch villain of the entire franchise, if you like. If you're watching this, you know who he is. I don't need to explain further. Who are
Abaddon.
we bringing?
The Armless.
Els, who are you bringing as the War Master of Chaos?
So I actually don't know if either of you will recognise him from this photo. This is Robert Englund, aka the guy that played Freddy Krueger. This dude is scary. He can do scary. He can do scary pretty freaking well. He's won several awards for being Freddy Krueger in general, but he's done loads of other horror movies. He was Victor Creel in Stranger Things, and his entire performance was just his voice, basically. He was still on screen, but it was just the voice. And this was really difficult because obviously Abaddon is the new bad guy in 40k, right? I mean, he, after the Horus Heresy and everything, he's the guy that wants to take over the universe and blah 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 and destroy it and shove it up the Emperor's butt or whatever. And I just feel like this is a role that needs to go to somebody who can be terrifying. So that's why that's why he's got it from me.
I think he's a great pick, but again, I think for another character.
I don't see what else though.
Because
I don't know.
Abaddon needs the presence and the power. John, who have you gone for? See if you're thinking the same lines as me or Els.
Well,
Oh no, John! No! You've done it again!
And it's the exact same photo. What is his name?
Why did you pick Jared Butler?
Oh, right, Jared Butler.
He's got the power, he's got the presence, he's got the voice. He has played a king before. He is Abaddon. And that face, bold it up, put some cables in. That is Abaddon.
And I think another thing that needs to come across is, yes, he is obviously, like, the big bad, but there is still, like, he needs a level of, like, he's not just terrifying, he also has a level of charisma.
He's the villain who doesn't believe he's the villain.
Yeah. He needs to, he's like, I'm not doing this because I'm the bad guy, I'm doing this because this is the right thing to do.
Yeah, he is
You're wrong.
He is the protagonist of his story.
God damn it, Jamie! At least we could have some kind of an episode if we didn't think the same way about some things, apparently.
I didn't realise quite so many of them would be the same.
I didn't quite think about the whole charismatic thing, but now I do get it. So yeah, if you guys want to give that to Jared Butler straight away, I completely understand. I mean that was another one that I left to last.
If you like your one, I think would have been a good contender for Vashtor.
I have somebody else for Vashtor that I think would be a lot better.
Maybe could have also been a could have potentially also been maybe like a Fabius Bile as well, maybe.
Yeah,
Fabius Bile, 100%, 100%.
That's a really good shout, actually. Yeah,
because he has that slippery kind of creepy vibe,
and especially considering if we go with previous casting, like Robert you do the story which is Fabius Bile against Cole. And it's like Robert England, Mark Hamill, against.
That's got something to it.
Like those two just being creepy scientists, a very different, similar but different vibes somehow.
Okay, I like.
Okay.
So that is the War Master. That was shockingly easy.
That was very, very weirdly easy.
Now
let's see if we can do it again.
This one I think is going to be very interesting because we are now moving over to the World Eaters.
Yes.
And we are going to obviously cast the only other named World Eater. Khan the Betrayer. Yeah, if you don't know who he is, imagine a coked up Viking on steroids.
I feel like that would potentially describe Space Wolves characters, but but
they're just berserkers. This is like a coked up berserker.
He's got to be a bit crazy, and absolute like violence and bloodlust.
Yeah, it's got to be violence incarnate. Els.
Mm-mm.
Oh no!
So this was another Stallone theory where I have literally written down more about action than dialogue.
From that perspective, I think I could see your point.
Mm-hmm.
But he has.
But obviously, I know, the whole screaming thing. I understand that. I think Keanu probably could pull that off.
I don't think.
I don't
screaming
see why
Keanu's
not.
gonna be very scary. I think it's just. I think it'd be quite comical.
I'm more interested to see what you guys have got for this one,
John.
Okay, so this is a bit of a tough one because again, this was a late decision for me, and actually I was swayed in this decision in this way by getting some recommendations of some potential different actors, and actually I think this one would be quite a good. There was a couple of people, so again, similarly, I'll say one that I thought about. David Harbour.
Ooh,
was a thought I had. But
kind of
Fair enough.
But I have instead gone with John Bernthal
He
from
All
the-
I'm going to say, John, is John!
Are you kidding me? That's like nearly 3 times in a row.
Oh.
Oh my god. Well, I mean, so we both agree for the exact same reasons. He is like, as an actor, to like come across as just being like, I want just pure
Violence and death.
Jamie, this is an indication we've spent either too much time together or we just like, yeah.
Same brain.
Wow. Well, I
Guess that decision's made then.
Afraid so,
Elle,
darling.
do you have anything to say? Do you have anything to say about our thoughts around John Bernthal here?
He's fit, and I still would if he was covered in blood.
Conveniently, most of his roles lead to him being absolutely covered in blood.
So moving on.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
We are going to the Death Guard, the pox-ridden monstrosities, and obviously it has to be one of the only other named characters in the faction, I believe, Typhus, the Harbinger of Nurgle. He's also in the heresy known as Typhon, and he is the reason the Death Guard turned to chaos. Not Mortarion. He's the one who tricked Mortarion and the Death Guard into becoming what they are. So you do need someone who has a bit of range, because he's not just... He's got a sneakiness to him, potentially. He's got to have a little bit of capability. So,
Charisma.
Els.
I'm so pleased with this one. This guy. This is his role, man. I mean, his voice booms when he speaks. It shakes the ground you are walking on. Imagine it in a freaking microphone. Because I mean, this is like a Nurgling, right? This cannot be live action. It's gotta be CGI. Like,
No, because it's a space marine.
well, yeah. I'd put Brian Blessed in a freaking Space Marine. So, I mean, I've literally written jolly in a gross way.
You're right, but I think you've misread the character. Typhus isn't quite the same. I think he would probably be a really good Nurgle demon.
Like a great and clean one, or something like that.
One, or
He'd be hilarious, great and clean one.
Yeah. I think
Like-
you've definitely got... He's in the right faction. I just think he's the wrong character.
Okay, fair enough.
But it's still a good option, yeah. I don't disagree.
Okay,
John.
please tell me, Jamie, that we don't have the same.
I can't promise anymore.
Again, this one was a very early cast for me, actually. My choice for Ron Perlman.
Oh, you
my
have no
God.
idea how close we were to being the same. Because I did think about him, but I went somewhere else.
Okay, so Ron Perlman, you said about that kind of like, obviously various different roles. Is like the leading force of the Death Guard now, because like to a certain degree, Mortarion doesn't really care about them.
Yeah.
So you need somebody who can kind of like have that leading role, but also that kind of like scheming conniving. It's not the best film in the world, but I'm thinking of him in Pacific Rim, where it plays that kind of like mob boss kind of vibe.
Yeah.
There's an element kind of into there, and I'm just thinking that voice kind of like with like a slight kind of like squelch to it. Like it's still going to be a bassy voice, but also kind of having that little bit of grossness to it. And he's also got like the build, the kind of stature, I think, to pull off a Typhus.
Now, I think you will both like my pick.
Mm.
Because this is someone who you can't help but be captivated by. He has charisma. He has the build.
Mm-hmm.
And he would get on with the silly Nurgle stuff, as well as the serious Death Guardy stuff. David Harbour.
Oh,
I think you can't help but be captivated by the man.
Yeah. As I said, like it was. I was like, Perlman was like an early one for me in that, because I did briefly have, as I said, like David Harbour as Khan.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
I feel like he could do Khan, but I feel like Typhus is his role.
Els, any thoughts?
Smash.
So it's not the game we're playing. We'll play that one next time.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's for the Patreon when we do that.
This man has such range. Like, I don't know enough about your pick. That's my thing.
Wait, Ron Perlman?
Yeah.
The original Hellboy?
Oh.
Yeah, that's Ron Perlman.
But funnily enough, David Harbour was then the second Hellboy.
Yes. Also, he's in one of your favourite movies, Blade 2.
Oh my god. Oh my god, no, yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Honestly, they're both good options. Ron Perlman was my second pick.
Also, Sons of Anarchy for Ron Perlman as well.
Yeah, not that.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I think you might be the deciding vote here.
I'm gonna go with Harbour. Simply because I think that he's more charismatic in like a sneaky kind of way more than the other guy. I just think that he fits better. I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. I would agree that I feel like both of them would do the role justice.
I agree.
Yeah,
you could go either way with them. I think you get two very different versions of Titus.
I think you do. I think you're right. Like David Harbour would probably bring a bit more of like the Nurgle kind of like fun side of it, whereas like Ron Perlman's version would be a much more kind of like menacing version of Nurgle. It's almost like if you want the story told from the perspective of the Death Guard, it's David Harbour.
Yeah.
If the Death Guard are the villains, it's Ron Perlman.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Can we have maybe Brian Blessed as like an honorary Great Unclean One casting with Jack Black?
In both of those films, Brian Blessed is the Great Unclean One, and it's the best role.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool. That makes me feel a bit better.
Okay, so moving on to one of my personal favourites, I have to say, The Thousand Sons. And we're going for Ahriman, the man who tried to forge the Rubicon to save his legion and instead doomed them for eternity. So this man has got to be mystical, knowledgeable, scholarly, but also he's got to be able to play someone who is torn by his own mistakes and past transgressions. Els.
Okay, so this is probably a unique pick. This guy is called Jamie Campbell Bower.
I know the name.
He played, he more recognizable nowadays. He played Vecna, the villain, the underlying villain of the entire Stranger Things storyline, and like the massive big bad in, I think, this season 3 or something. I feel like he could do this because everybody was super surprised when he was cast as Vecna. They were like, well, this dude's like not even 30 and like he looks like a 12-year-old. Like, this isn't a guy that can do this. But then the voice that he had for that role shocked so many people, and that role is he's very intimidating, he's very scary, but he still has that edge to him where it's like he's the between of scary and like smooth kind of sounding voice, and I feel like this is the type of guy that could definitely play a tortured soul. I actually think that Ahriman's like whole shtick is quite tragic, you know, like he tries to save his legion and then ends up basically screwing them over. big time, and I feel like he's got the range where he can do both. He can do the hopeful, optimistic sorcerer, and then he can also play the messed up, tortured kind of, well, demon, essentially, who wishes nothing more than to kind of maybe not put things right, but do you know what I'm trying to say? I think I'm not sure what I'm trying to say, but I hope my point is getting across.
John.
I will first of all apologise because for the pronunciation, because I should have done the sensible thing and looked up how to properly pronounce this guy's name before we started.
Can I press the button?
But my pick is Chiwetel Ejiofor.
I'm pretty sure that's not how you pronounce it, but I know exactly who it is.
Yep. He is the guy who is in Doctor Strange.
Yeah, he is the antagonist. Yeah,
the antagonist in Doctor Strange, but also has played a lot of roles as a very tortured individual. You know, you want that kind of like that idea coming across, but you know that kind of mix of like mysticism elements. You know, his the way he played it in Doctor Strange was obviously very, very good at that kind of role, and you know would be able to kind of get across the kind of like the mystery and the intrigue, and still kind of like hold a very kind of like a good presence in terms of it. You know, somebody who is investigating and kind of like exploring that kind of magic aspect to it, or the warp aspect to it.
I have got a man called Alexander Siddig.
I recognise that face.
Me too.
He's been in a lot of stuff. He is quite a prolific actor, and he's got the voice. He's got the ability to do scholarly, but he's also got the ability to do tragedy. And I think, I don't know. When I hear his voice, I just think, yep, that could be Araman.
What's he been in? Alex Siddig.
Yeah, Alexander
Siddig. What am I recognising? I'm recognising him. Bashir from DS9. That was why I was recognising him. That is a good shout.
He's just done so many things. And I think bringing that experience to that character.
That's a really good shout. God damn it.
I think your one's good. Though El's one, I can see the creepy side, so to speak, or potentially the tragedy side. I don't see the scholarly side.
Okay.
Where? Sorry, just out of curiosity, because obviously, so have you seen? I presume you've not seen DS9 by your reaction. So he is a big character in DS9, but it was him much like a while ago. What is your reference point for him in?
I can't even pin down one. Like the one thing I constantly in my head, and I know it's the worst one because he's in Game of Thrones for like a little bit. That he's not in it very much.
What's his surname?
Siddig.
How do you spell that?
Siddig. Oh, yes, Martel.
Yeah. That is not.
Oh yeah, the dad.
That's not the reason. Yeah, no, that's not where I'm thinking it from. But he's been in so many different things. That's just the first thing that pops into my brain.
No, I honestly, I think he would be a very good. Yeah, I'd honestly, I reckon, yeah.
I recognize him from Gotham because he plays Ra's al Ghul in Gotham.
Oh, so again,
that was what I was just looking up just to make sure I wasn't completely crazy. But that is who he plays in Gotham, and Ra's al Ghul is a tortured soul who acts like a scholar. So I think I'm with Jamie, to be honest.
No, I'm just, yeah.
I see it. And also, look at that little face. I mean, come on.
Honestly, if you were as big a fan, like I'm a big fan of DS9. It is my favorite of the Star Treks. He is excellent in that. It is not Araman in that. He is not playing Araman in that. But I appreciate him a lot as an actor.
We're going to move over to the finale of the Space Marine Legions.
Penultimate entry.
Penultimate entry, technically.
Oh yes, of the Space Marine.
We are going to the Emperor's Children, kind of the new boys on the block, kind of not. And obviously, we are going with Lucius the Eternal, the epitome of narcissism, I think, in the whole of 40k. I don't know if there's anyone more narcissistic than Lucius. So much so that his god literally made him the embodiment of narcissism. Okay, so I'm going to be really interested to see who we've gone for here, because there are a few ways I think you can go with this character.
Yeah.
So, Els, you are bringing to the table.
So I chose Jeffrey Dean Morgan. It might be a little bit, kind of.
That's
oh,
an
really?
Interesting choice. Sell me on it.
Okay, so obviously he is the embodiment of narcissism. We've seen Jeffrey Dean Morgan play narcissists before. He plays, obviously Negan is probably his most famous role ever, who is a narcissist on so many levels, especially in early, I'm ignoring the way that Negan is now because I don't agree with it, but more because that was the reason why I was like, oh, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, as an option. He's played narcissistic before. He's played suave before. That's kind of his whole shtick. He's played a guy with a god complex, and I feel like if your god is Zinch, you're gonna have kind of a god complex because you want to be on.
God is Slanesh.
Oh, yeah, no, of course it is. Sorry, my bad. It's been a very long session. I also think that he could definitely pull off the whole after Slanesh has given him his kind of demon makeover, shall we say. I think he could still put it off. I think he could still play a good enough monster. I don't know, just something about him when I first started thinking about it just kind of drew me in, I guess.
Okay. Interesting.
It's definitely an interesting one. So,
John, have you got a preamble for this, or am I clicking the button?
I've got a little bit of preamble. My pick. I would say there is a role that they are most famous for, which is earlier on, but I would say ignore that for their current roles. But I have got, button please, Matt Smith.
Oh my god. Forget what I said. Yeah. Oh my god.
No. That is a good pick.
If we just go, obviously, Daemon Targaryen, we want to go with somebody who is a complete narcissist and is has that kind of swordplay. But as an added bonus to this, for the stage show of American Psycho,
yes, I know exactly where you're going. I know exactly where you're going.
Combine those two roles and tell me that's not what you get for Lucius. It's imagine that smile, but Lucius.
Do you know what? That is a great pick.
He was also Milo in Morbius, so he's played kind of like a monster type as well.
Don't use that.
I've never seen
but he has done it before. He has dabbled, so you know.
Yeah, I'm thinking from the Targaryen, more current roles.
I think that is a phenomenal pick. I do think my pick edges you out on one thing.
Ooh.
Okay. I've gone for Jonathan Rhys-Mears.
Henry VIII in Tudors, yes.
Henry VIII in Tudors. He's also, so not only has he played an aristocrat, someone who is very narcissistic, very all about himself, quite literally a ladies' man, if you like, he's also very capable and athletic. In addition, he's also played Dracula. The bit that I think he pips Matt Smith on is the look. He's almost pretty, if you like, which fits the Slanesh theme. So imagine that, but then chucking all the scars on him and everything. Kind of fits the theme. I think Matt Smith is a very good pick, but I think Jonathan just on the fact that he's got the same capabilities, the same background, he's done the same kind of roles, but I think Jonathan has the look.
I mean, Smith is not an unattractive person.
Not an unattractive person, but what I mean is, it's more feline, feminine almost, the face shape, whereas Matt Smith has got more square. You could cast either of these two, and I'd be happy. Jeffrey, I'm afraid, is just not quite there.
Oh no! I do get where you're coming from. I do understand that he's not quite the right pick. I definitely think there would be another opportunity for him, but I don't think that he is the right pick for Lucius.
I see where you're coming from with Lucius, but yeah, it's like.
I'm gonna cast my vote to Matt Smith. Simply because, I mean, a couple of reasons. One, I love him a lot. But like seriously, like on a genuine note, I do think that he would be fantastic. I don't think that he would bat an eyelid at all at having to be that sort of.
I think Ivory would have been fine. I'm not upset that you've gone with Smith. I would not be upset to see him in that role.
I don't know Jonathan Rhys-Mears like well enough to like I can picture Matt Smith.
Yeah, I mean I grew up watching Tudors.
Yeah,
I've been watching this man for years. Whereas Matt Smith, I've only really started to take a liking to since he took on the Daemon role.
Which he
is phenomenal at, which is
he is, yeah.
Okay, cool. So, the final, so to speak, but not quite,
No.
faction that we're going to be discussing is the Demons of Chaos, which you could almost argue is cheating, because technically they're almost not a faction anymore, in a weird way. We are going to be casting Be'lakor, the Dark Master, the first Demon Prince. Another very arrogant character. It's funny. All characters from Chaos seem to be quite arrogant. And also a character who aspires to godhood. This is probably another CGI-heavy character.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say this straight away. This is the fourth and final of my absolute slam dunkers. This character I picked immediately when I... Who do we think is going to be Be'lakor? Els.
So my choice was pretty slam dunk for me.
Oh,
Willem Dafoe. Literally in my notes, I have only written 2 sentences, which is snake in capital letters, and he can play a monster. He's got that voice, man. I mean, if this is a CGI character, then you need a voice. You need a voice that's strong, and you need a voice that's nasty and kind of heavy. And I just feel like
It is a solid pick. It's really solid. I feel like this is Vashtor, though. Again. I feel like this is a Vashtor one. But it's a good pick.
It's a good pick.
It's a good pick.
I unfortunately, I think I know I've lost on this one, because there's another one that's going to require some explanation. And in my head, I think it's a good pick, but I'm worried I might not be able to compete with Defoe, because I hold a love for it. But so I appreciate no idea who this is. This is David Kay. He is another voice actor, and I'm going to be showing my reference point here because I know him as a voice actor. He plays Megatron in the Beast Wars. Again, we've gone back from Scott McNeil. And in particular, the one bit is just, and Jamie, I know you said you've not watched it in a long time, but the delivery of that yes is the yes kind of thing. Like that I'm picturing from a Be'lakor kind of vibe.
I do believe I might beat Willem Dafoe. Because not only has this man got the voice, but he can mocap the shit out of this. Benedict Cumberbatch!
Wow!
The voice of Smaug! The voice of the Dark Lord Sauron! He is Be'lakor for 40k, come on. Imagine that voice behind the power of the first Demon Prince. And there's going to be so much mocap, and the guy's got moves.
Yeah, he does. He's really good at mocap.
It's a solid choice. I think I might.
Just to get him somewhere on the casting list, I'm going with Ben.
Yeah, no, I'm actually, yeah, I think you are correct. You did absolutely slam dunk it.
Your pick was really good, Els, honestly, if I hadn't already done this.
I think Willem Dafoe, could 100% also be there.
Yeah. Just pure voice-wise, he could do it. That's why I also think he'd be a great one for someone like Bashtor. Yeah. Okay. So, we do have a bonus round, because you might notice that we haven't got a Chaos Knights faction. Because there is no Chaos Knights. Well, there is Chaos Knight, but there's no Chaos Knight character for us to pick from, really. Nothing famous, anyway. So, what we did decide to do is we decided to pick a character that not only should have their own faction, but should also be much more prominent in the setting, considering the gravitas he is effectively given. That is Vashtor the Archephane,
yep.
Who, quite frankly, should be at the head of a Dark Mechanicum army. So, we have got a very CGI-heavy character here, so it's all voice work here. Potentially mocapping as well, but I think this one really is going to thrive on the voice. That voice is going to have to sound like a god speaking down to you.
Yeah.
So, Els.
So, I picked a lovely little man. I picked Jude Law.
Oh, that's Jude Law?
Yeah. It was the best. There were not many very nice, flattering pictures of him on Google. He's a very handsome man.
I did not recognise him.
I mean, I recognise him as Jude Law. I'm just my reaction was just surprised at Jude Law as the choice.
So, I don't know if I review. I mean, John most likely, I think, probably has. But he does the voice of Pitch Black in Rise of the Guardians, which is a DreamWorks movie. Pitch Black is basically, I'll give it very small rundown. Pitch Black is basically like an evil version of the Sandman. He gives you nightmares. And the voice that he does for that is terrifying. I obviously, it's a kid's movie, I understand that, but as an adult, when you rewatch it, in my opinion, it's kind of that creepy, kind of goosebumps vibes that makes you just want to shake it off and just go, I don't want to think about that. It's that kind of, just cold, kind of, spiders crawling all over you as you're sleeping kind of vibe that I think he can pull off really well. The other thing that I've written down is so it says can pull off a role where he's and I can't say the word on YouTube, otherwise we'll get the video banned. But it's a 4-letter word and it ends in a T, and I'm sure that you can figure it out from there. He can do that. He has such range. He's been good guys, he's been bad guys, he's been morally grey, kind of very on the edge guys. I just think that for me, it was kind of like oh my god, no, totally. So controversial, probably, but I'm happy with the fact that I chose him.
Okay, cool. John.
Yeah. Okay, right. So, I have to go to mine. You won't recognise this guy.
Nope.
But you will recognise his voice. So this is Frank Welker.
That name rings a bell.
If you have watched anything that has been animated, there is a high possibility he is a voice in it. has a ridiculous range of voices that he can do. But in particular, and the voice that I would want him for, he is, and this is again going back to, this is going to give a massive highlight in terms of where, in almost all Transformers, he is the voice of Megatron.
Right, okay.
And has this ability to put this, like, real kind of, like, gravel and, like, kind of very much a mechanical spin on the voice. Like, he can just pull out this voice from nowhere, and all of a sudden, you're just like, it just sounds like it's being run through a filter to give it that kind of, like, that tinniness to it. And, like, I just fully would go, that would be, like, around that idea, that would be the voice that I would have for Vashdor, because he can get across that kind of mechanical style to it.
I can see that.
Yeah, okay. Right, well, my pick, I leaned into someone who's got a unique voice, but also has got the physicality and capability of mocapping. Because I do feel like potentially this character will be mocapped. It's going to have a lot of motion. It's a big scary dude with a mega axe after all, or hammer.
Yeah.
So I went with a man that John, you might not know, but he's called Peter Menza.
Oh! That man!
Me and Els probably most know him from Spartacus, where he played Animaeus Doctore.
Smash!
I do recognise him. He was in... What else was he in?
300.
Yeah, very briefly.
He's the messenger that gets kicked down the well.
But he's got a very unique voice, quite a powerful, deep baritone voice. And he's also very fit for his age as well. I mean, he's not a young man, and he's
nearly 70.
He moves.
Yeah.
I feel like he could do. I think if you put him in a mocap suit and give him and do his voice as well, I mean, he would just swing that hammer with purpose. And I think he's got a very god-like voice as well.
I think he's a good shout, but I almost worry that he would be wasted as Vashdor.
Maybe.
Like,
there is another role I'd like to see him in.
What's that?
Vulcan.
Oh!
and even if we're not doing Primarchs, he could be Vulcan Hestan as well. Yeah, I think
But in the context of this list, he is my Vashdor. Yeah, I don't think you could go wrong with, again, either of these two. This one's a bit too left field for me. I've never really seen him do the dark god character.
I mean, he definitely can do the whole physicality stuff because basically
I'm talking about his voice, not his body. I can't see him being a dark god.
I think he would surprise. I don't know. I just think he would surprise you.
He might surprise me, but not more than probably literally Megatron. And then this man as well.
I mean, if I'm gonna pick between the two, I would he's Animaeus, man. Come on, that would be who I would pick if I wasn't voting for my own. Then that would be who I would pick. So I guess that's who I'm going with.
I'm gonna, in the context of this list, I have to pick Peter Menza, because I think for me he is where I want to put him. But if we were to think of the wider context of 40k and casting other characters, I would be quite happy for John to cast Megatron, so that I could use Menza in another role.
Yeah,
because I think you are right. He might be lost in Vashdor that doesn't need necessarily to have the same level of motion capture necessarily as some other characters maybe.
You see, now after this, I'm now like going, do you reckon you can have in a similar vein like Rodrigo Santoro, who I just had to look up, who is Xerxes in 300,
That's another really good shout.
or similarly, Keith David could be another one to throw in there as
Keith David
well.
would
But
be another good one.
I think from our list, I think I'm happy with Pizza Menza.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Well, boys, I think we have our list, and there wasn't as much arguing as I thought there was going to be.
That was because me and Jamie just put down the same thing. Jamie,
Well, yeah, that too.
Yes.
is there before we get there? Is there one more picture on this list?
There is one more picture on this list, John.
Okay, so I presented this particular conversation to my partner, my fiance, and we were having discussions kind of around this, and they went, "Is this character on the list?" And this is the person who plays them. So the lightning bonus one, because I asked Jay was like, "Yeah, that's."
Well, who's the
Caiaphas
character?
Kane,
Okay.
Who?
the Imperial Commissar who fails upwards
Oh!
with
yeah, no, I
massive
know who you're
imposter
talking
syndrome,
about.
and they wanted and they wanted to have Jamie Bob Odenkirk. Bob Odenkirk as Caiaphas Kane.
Yeah, okay, I can see that.
It's basically Saul, but in the 40k universe. I love it! Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. I'm sorry to throw an extra one in there, but I was like,
Don't
I have to
Don't
throw
be
this extra one in there
sorry.
because it was just such a perfect for somebody who does not enjoy 40, like enjoys 40k from an external perspective, but was just like, have you got Caiaphas Kane? And I'm like, how do you know Caiaphas Kane? And can they be Bob Odenkirk? And I'm like, yes.
No, that's a nice little bonus. I like that one. So there we are. We have gone through 24, including the bonus characters for the Warhammer 40,000 universe, and we have got quite a cast, I think. And I think we've got some really good ones, that didn't quite make the cut, who could definitely make it into other roles easily. A plethora of characters, a plethora of actors, some mighty, some great, some godlike. And I would very much love to see any of these castings. And do you know what? If someone out there decides to cast these characters in the roles that we've chosen, we'll take the bragging rights. You can. I don't need money.
We'll never get money. We'd never see the money.
But we will take the bragging rights.
We'd absolutely take the bragging rights.
So, this has been a very long episode for us. So I think it's probably time to round up with a few little extra tidbits and finales for the season 3 finale.
Yeah. I dread to think how much this would cost to make.
Oh my god, with the salaries and stuff.
Oh, the casting budget must be enormous.
Right.
We'll see you over in the round table. And welcome back. We are here for the round table, the final round table of season 3.
Aww.
So, and what a way to finish! We've had, we've almost cried. We've laughed. We've almost cried from laughing. I think
we've got concerned about how me and Jamie have the exact same thoughts on actors.
Horribly close, and if not exactly the same. So, couple of extra little bits in here that we want to sort of mention. So, I think there are a couple of actors that we wanted to get in that we couldn't. So, I'll give you an opportunity to just provide one actor you'd love to see in 40k, but we couldn't fit in this list.
Okay,
John.
So, I only have one, and I really tried. I genuinely really tried to find a role for her. It is Shorin Agadashtu, Avasarala in The Expanse.
Oh!
Right.
Yeah.
I was trying. I was fully just being like, here, maybe? Here, like, I don't know where, but somewhere.
Somewhere, yeah. I agree.
The voice. It's her
Yeah.
voice.
Her voice and her attitude. Love
Just
it.
fully, I was like, I don't know where. Like, I was like, there was a brief moment. I was like, Shadow Sand. I'm like, that's not quite the right.
It's not.
But
No.
but I need her in it.
Yeah.
I jokingly said, I was like, if we were doing like just generic custodies, I feel like she would be hilarious as like a custodies.
I think she might struggle with the physicality, but
Yeah, but yeah, there's a CGI there for that. Like, if it was going to be something that was more animated. But yeah,
yeah.
like I don't know where she fits, but there must be a role.
I'm sure we could find a role for that woman. Else,
Because I was gonna say I just need her in everything.
I agree. Else,
I'm trying to think now. I think one an actor that I wanted to get in but I couldn't was Jason Momoa. Just because of obviously like his height and his build and stuff.
Jackatai Khan.
Well, yes, that was why I decided no, because that's his role. I was like, no.
I was just gonna go named Kakaradon.
I'm trying to think which one it was, but there was one where I nearly
you're
gave
supposed
it to him.
You're supposed to only give one.
I think as in a role that
As in a role that we've cast
Oh,
that I
right.
almost gave to Jason Momoa. I'm pretty sure it was either like Khan or Vashdor. I have a feeling maybe.
Definitely.
But there was nothing else that I felt that he could fit into. So I was very disappointed when I couldn't.
I'm literally just having a very quick look, and your closest probably is Khan. And even then, I think Khan's a better.
Jamie, was there anybody else that you wanted to cast?
Yeah, I really want to get Travis Fimmel in here.
Oh yeah,
Ragnar
totally.
Lothbrok. Again, Vikings or Warcraft. He was the protagonist of that.
Yes, he was.
He's a great actor. He does all sorts of stuff, and he's very capable. He's again, him and Catherine Winnick are stellar in Vikings. Absolute winners through and through. Managed to get Catherine in. I was a bit disappointed I couldn't get Fimmel in as well. But again, I couldn't see him not playing a Space Wolf.
Yeah,
That's my thing. I was just thinking that yeah.
Like Ragnar Blackmane.
just I'll be honest. If it was a case that we were doing Space Wolves characters, we would have just worked our way through the Vikings cast
Yeah,
list.
probably. Yeah. So yeah, those were my ones. Or that was my one. So there are definitely lots of characters and actors we could have done. I mean, literally almost endless. Which of the castings do you think might be the most controversial?
I know your answer.
Yeah, mine's Fishburne.
My one victory. You can't take it away from me, Jamie.
I can't. I wish I could.
Maybe the Silent King one. That was oh
Charles Dance.
yeah.
Well, I don't see that as controversial.
I mean, necessarily, I don't think any of them are controversial. I don't think so.
I think I will have to say that Lawrence Fishburne was probably maybe controversial. No, controversial is the wrong word. I don't know whether. Yeah, I think it would be the one of those ones where it would need to be like I need to see him acting in the role.
Yeah,
to know whether that's the right role.
maybe.
Like, I think we'd probably get them both in, try them both, and then see the reaction.
Okay. So interesting then. Which of the characters was the hardest?
To cast? What, personally?
I'll tell you mine
Go on then.
because it was the last one my hardest one was finding the right person for Celestine. Number one on the list, but honestly, I was like, I really struggled with trying to find just the right kind of person for it.
She was my first one. I put Anna in there straight away.
Yeah, funnily enough, my first person that I put in was also Anya Taylor-Joy in a completely different role.
I'm happy with both of those roles for her as well.
Yeah.
I would say for me, it was probably either Trajan or the Silent King. Those were like two that I left very last minute, kind of. So, I mean, Trajan didn't take me as long, but so it probably was the Silent King was probably the hardest one for me.
Cole was the hardest one for me. I wasn't quite sure who I wanted to put in that role.
That's understandable.
I don't know enough about him really as a personality, if you can say that about a Mechanicus character.
I mean, out of Mechanicus characters, he has the most personality,
which I didn't even know. So
yeah, it helps. I've just come off like reading Call the Great Work, which is a very good book.
I will probably get around to reading it at some point in time.
Yeah,
it's
well worth a listen.
I still have 60 books in the Heresy to do.
Yeah, maybe take a break from those.
60, 40. Anyway, okay. Next question. If GW announced a casting tomorrow, which of our castings tonight do you think is the most likely to be seen?
Oh,
Florence Pugh is Saint Celestine, 100%.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because she's very well sought after, and I feel like an opportunity to have her in a movie as a role like that would be a really good opportunity for them that they should not waste.
For me, it would definitely be Fassbender as Dante, because they'd obviously cast a Space Marine first.
Is this me saying this would be my favoritism on the idea showing through, or whether it would be the one that I'd be like, I could see them doing this because
I mean,
I don't know
which one do you think is most likely to actually happen?
Okay, most likely to happen, Andy Serkis as Patriarch.
Yeah, it's fair.
I reckon in some capacity, if they were like, here's a list of all the people, I would be very surprised if it wasn't Andy Serkis' name on there.
Yeah, like with all the others, there's a chance someone else could take the role. But Serkis is the only one that takes that role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they're casting, I reckon, that is my most likely.
Yeah, I think that's probably a fair shout. Okay. Final thing then. Which of our picks do we think is the overall best match? And I think we'll say not including Serkis and the Patriarch. Because I think that's so obvious.
Yep.
So which of all of these do we believe is the most fitting?
I can't remember his name, the voice actor guy for Thraka.
Oh, Chris Testa as Gazgul.
100%.
I'm going to go with Kara G as Shadow Sun.
That's very good.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's going to be Catherine Winnick as Lilith Hesperax, because she's literally Lilith in real life almost, just without the sadistic part.
Yeah. Bit like John Rhys Davies in Lord of the Rings, like not pulling his punches.
Yeah.
She's like, just like, they didn't even bother to they didn't tell her that the film was happening. They just dropped her in and just started fighting.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, that's a nice little roundup of what we've got, really, isn't it? So, I mean, should we quickly just read out who our winners are, just to finish it off before I do the wrap up?
Yeah, absolutely. So, first pick, Saint Celestine, the living saint of the Adeptus Sororitas, is being played by Florence Pugh. Lord Castellan Ursa the Creed of Cadia is being played by Gwendolyn Christie. Freeblade Knights are Hector, pilot of Canis Rex, played by Richard Armitage. Captain General Trajan Valoris of the Adeptus Custodes, as played by Stephen Wang. Supreme Grand Master Caldor Drago, being played by Lawrence Fishburne. Inquisitor Katarina Greyfax of the Ordo Hereticus, as played by Kate Beckinsale. Chapter Master Dante of the Blood Angels, as played by Michael Fassbender. Archmagos Dominus Belisarius Call, as played by Mark Hamill. Couldn't resist doing like a little bit there. Yvrain, Emissary of the Yniad, as played by Anya Taylor-Joy. Lilith Hesperax of the Witch Cults of Gamora, Catherine Winnick. Gazgul Mag Urk-Thraka, Prophet of the War, Chris Tester. Commander Shadowsun of the Tau Empire, Kara G. The Swarm Lord, played by Terry Notary. I'm going to change it from the show notes, which is a patriarch. We'll go with the patriarch instead. As played by Andy Serkis. Karl Uthar the Destined of the Greater Thurian League, Graham McTavish, because we literally put down the set. That was the start of it.
It was started on number 2, Grenton and Christie.
Yeah,
we didn't even get 2 in.
Zarak, the Silent King, as played by Charles Dance. Abaddon the Despoiler, War Master of Chaos, will be Gerard Butler. Kharn the Betrayer will be John Bernthal. Typhus, Herald of Nurgle, played by David Harbour. Araman, Arch Sorcerer of the Thousand Suns, Alexander Siddig. Lucius the Eternal, Matt Smith. Be'lakor, the Dark Master, Benedict Cumberbatch. Vashtor, the Archithane, Peter Mensah. And the final bonus one, Caiaphas Cain, Bob Odenkirk.
I think we can all agree a fantastic lineup.
That would be a hell of a series, or just a film. My God,
oh, you could imagine.
Yeah, just madness,
Oh,
wild,
yeah.
love it.
Wow. With any luck, we might see some of these come to fruition in the next 10 years. You never know.
Yeah, we take anyone.
Watch this space. We will be boasting.
If we are correct on even one of them,
We will call dibs.
Yeah.
despite the fact that probably the casting process has already begun for it. Well, I guess maybe they can be writing it first and everything like that.
Yeah.
So maybe
there's a chance.
Also, just a fun thing. None of us cast Henry Cavill.
No, I intentionally avoided Cavill.
But seriously, no, this has been really fun.
It has been great.
It's been very fun.
It has
It's been
been.
an absolute.
And I'm holding on to my one solid win, Jamie. Screw you.
Oh,
We also obviously do have our honourable mentions, which was Jack Black as Goth Rocker and Brian Blessed as a Great Unclean One.
that is also
So,
very true.
Two
Yeah.
of them, two of the people
There
that I
has
chose.
already been
to come in.
several bonus castings in this episode.
Yeah.
Fabius
Just
Bile.
such a
yeah.
wild space.
Robert England is Fabius Bile as well.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay.
Stellar.
Right, I am going to wrap this up now before we go into a tirade of extra castings. So, it remains to me to ask you at home, the audience, one final time for Series 3, a single question to answer down in the comments. If you were in charge of casting the Warhammer live action projects, who would you choose for your favourite faction's hero or villain? Share your dream picks with us in the comments below. Of course, you can also review any of our picks, tell us what we got right, what we got wrong, who you disagree with, who you think is absolutely bang on correct. And of course, the answer is always Andy Serkis as the patriarch. Do remember to like, subscribe, share, pass on our information and details to everybody and anyone you know that plays Warhammer, or doesn't and might be interested, who knows. You can find us on all the various social medias, such as Instagram, Facebook, TikTok and Twitch. And that is all for me. I have been your host, Jay, for the final episode of Season 3 of the Mead Wargaming Podcast. I have been joined by...
John?
L.
Thank you very much one last time, and we'll see you next time in the Mead Hall. Goodbye for now.
Bye.
Bye.